I'm gonna guess we're going to...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are enthusiastically back. You are watching the Greyhawk channel, and this is Mordenkainen's Path of the Plains, which I believe is going to be an epic plane-hopping adventure inspired by Dungeons & Dragons' original Master of Mages. And I've assembled, if I just gonna hurt my arm here patting myself on the back, I've assembled a fantastic cast of folks, and I'd like for them to go around the circle and introduce themselves and their characters. We're going to go ladies first from the upper left. Let's start with Kem.
Wait, sorry, what were we doing? I got momentarily distracted.
Introduce yourself.
Hello everybody, I'm Kem Pester on Twitter, @_KemPester. I'm sorry, a little bit distracted, had to go to work today because it is the evening for me. I shall be playing Lux. She's an arcane trickster rogue who's, I wrote down on her character sheet that her one ideal is run, nothing is worth dying for. So it's a very interesting one, guys.
Very noble, very noble. Fantastic. And we will continue with ladies first. Let's jump over to Kelly, please.
My name is Kelly, and I'm going to point out right now, Shane, it's Kelly with an I.
Ah.
Just letting you know.
Kelly? Oh my gosh, it's Kelly. I will fix that for next time. So sorry.
It's fine, it's fine. The Opera Geek on Twitter, for obvious reasons. I sing opera and I'm a geek. My character
Did it take you like all day to come up with that name?
Really? You're gonna sass me after you spelled my name wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. So I'm playing Brilinda. Let's see how many times Shane mispronounces it today.
Oh my god.
I'm voting 11.
I am a half-elf bird, who has suddenly lost her Zoom screen. Oh god. Yeah, she has some issues. She's got some issues. A little bit of the drinky because she is partially responsible for the cataclysmic events of the past 20 or so years.
The annihilation of the city of Iron Gate. No big deal.
Thanks. Thanks.
Fantastic.
Like 12 people. Anyway.
Let's go with Sean M.
Hi, I'm Sean M. I write a blog called Power Score RPG, and I run stuff. I got a lot of stuff. And my character is
stuff.
in abundance. So my character is Odos Telecanthus. I'm a Gitzerai, drunken master monk. My character is really crusty. So
that sounds nasty. It sounds like you should go get a shot for that. Maybe some antibiotics.
Sounds like you're a leper.
No, just crusty a little bit. That's it.
Salty.
Fantastic. Sean O.
Hey guys, I am Sean. You guys can find me at Castle Mac Sean on Twitter, but I'm from the Castle Mac crew. Brand new to streaming, do it all in person, pretty heavy on narrative. Stream Tuesdays and Sundays, so you guys could come check us all out. And Henrik is my character. He is the old and honorable soldier and adventurer going across the seas. Finally made it home, hoping to see his family, only to find that the Scarlet Brotherhood had taken over and imprisoned with these lovelies.
Yes, absolutely. How is my mic doing? Have I got a good level? Good level? Yes, it looks like it is. So a couple of things in chat real quick. Somebody, the Dungeon Tomb has asked when we're going to upload to YouTube. As you've noticed, we're behind in our YouTube uploads, but, and we will address that, but if you go up to, on Twitch, if you go up right over this video window where it says videos, all of our videos are available there for viewing, but I will get to uploading to YouTube. Sorry about that. I know some of you do that, and I've gotten pummeled in Twitter about when are you going to make podcasts out of these? We are going to make podcasts out of these for those of you who like to listen like on your commute, when you don't want to be streaming YouTube data We're going to do that, and we'll do that as soon as possible. I'm not sure exactly when that'll be. One new thing that we have added, I don't believe that we had this last week. I can't remember. Divine Favor. If you look down in your lower right, you'll see this meter of Divine Favor. It's based on the cheers of the viewers. When we get to 3,000, the gods smile upon our hapless adventurers and bless them with some sort of boon. So I'll roll a d4 to select a player at random, and then I'll roll a d6 on our table. It could be something as small as inspiration, which could be clutch at the right moment. It could be a critical 20, which they can put in their pocket and pull out whenever they need it. So things like that are very helpful. That's a new thing that we have here. Any other final words from anyone before we get started?
We who are about to die salute you, DS.
I'm not saluting it.
The sassy one refuses to salute. Okay, so let's do one of my favorite parts. There we go. Previously, on Mordenkainen's Path of the Plains. The year is 601, and the once beautiful lands known as the Flanaess are now almost entirely blighted and dark. Ghastly personages and wretched powers have all but extinguished the forces of good. And now, the overwhelming shadow of evil threatens to engulf everything. Over the past decade, events that have earned legendary names have landed as a series of crippling blows, causing all of Oerth to shudder. To remind you, 9 years ago, there was the Silencing, when the Archlich Vecna succeeded in blocking huge swaths of Oerth from access to the gods. It's been 6 years since the Flood of Fiends, when the demigod tyrant Euse overcame the protective powers of the Crook of Rao, allowing infernal creatures to walk once more across the fields of the Flanaess. 5 years since the Vanishing, when the Archmage Mordenkainen disappeared and the Circle of Eight fractured into dysfunction. And 2 years since the Conflagration, when the Scarlet Brotherhood finally acquired the lost secrets of an ancient magical apocalypse and reduced the free city of Irongate to ash and rubble in a single night. Now, Vecna the Undying King rules the Sheldamar Valley and the neighboring lands and stretches his bony fingers across all of the Flanaess. Pouring forth the abyss to swell his ranks, Euse crushed the allied forces of Furiondi, Nyrond, and Valuna, the remnants of which now try to fortify Valuna as a pitiful last stand. And facing the threat of arcane annihilation, one by one, the rulers of the great free cities, including Greyhawk, yielded authority to the Scarlet Brotherhood. It is against that bleak backdrop that we find 4 completely unassociated adventurers brought low in the... what city is this? In the city of Croturlep. They have found themselves in jail for completely unrelated infractions, all of which are serious, as Croturlep is a port city on the Tilvanot Peninsula, which means they are in Scarlet Brotherhood territory, only about 200 miles from Hisul Ilstar, the capital of the Brotherhood. And over this city is Tragar Hax, a terrifying figure, half his face the pristine, ghostly white of the Pure Soul descendants, and the other half twisted and scarred. And he has a history with at least one of these prisoners, who have known one another for only an hour or so. And he has informed them that they're going to be brought to the docks to provide entertainment for all of the puerile folks working on the docks, the the vermin from other nations with which the Scarlet Brotherhood is still forced to trade. They have to provide grisly entertainment, and so they're going to be brought to the fighting pits. And while they were sitting in the jail, they found next door to their cell an old man who introduced himself as Rixta. Apparently Rixta was once the Castellan for the Obsidian Citadel of Mordenkainen, and he informed them that it doesn't matter that they're about to be killed in the fighting pits. Everything's going to end in 1 hour. The chained god will burst free and tear apart all of reality. Grim news. I'm going to throw it to the players because I feel like I've been talking long enough. Players, let's summarize your interactions, the events that took place in the jail cell. I'll go ahead and pull it up, actually. So, what were the conversations and interactions that you had both with one another and with Rixta?
Real quick before we get started, someone in chat said that Twitch is out of sync with your sound, just so you know.
Not sure what I can do about that. Everybody try to refresh your browser if that's a across-the-board issue.
So I know that Lux pretty much broke her hand in order to get, because we have these bracelets on.
Right.
Don't
Yeah,
allow us
describe
to use any
the
magic.
bracelets. Yes.
Well, they're thick. I don't know if they're stone or whatever, but they're
Malachite.
right?
They were
Malachite.
malachite. And we're all trying to get them off. And Lux actually was able to, get hers off.
True.
And, that dude in the cell, Rixta, he wants his off. And so we've been during the week. Spoiler alert. Some of us have been quietly discussing ways to do that. So.
Yeah, you wouldn't cheat. No metagaming here.
Nuh-uh.
So why are you trying to get Rixta's bracelet off?
Rixta was an attendant to the Archmage and apparently has known about the apocalypse and tried to stop it going through time in the plains, and he feels defeated, but we managed to perhaps talk him into sending us back to try to stop the apocalypse, which he grudgingly agreed to.
So you persuaded the grim, defeated old man to give you a chance to stop the apocalypse. The chained god. So...
if we can get his bracelet off.
Correct. Kem, what happened right as we were ending last week? I didn't tell you there's going to be a quiz at the top of the show.
Well, the problem was, of course, Lux was in so much pain that she couldn't quite remember anything that happened.
How handy. How handy for you.
Oh,
You remember is the red smear of agony across your mind.
Yes, because I definitely broke a few bones. I remember there was a wonderful description of the malachite ring going ring, ring, ring as it fell to the floor. And then she blacked out.
Fantastic. Well, fortunately...
so badly today.
Fortunately, the Dungeon Master does remember what happened.
Led to the pits, right?
You don't say.
They opened up.
We were getting
opened
let
it
out. Yeah.
So now that we
Goes
have
without saying.
Roll20 with us, we have the visual aid of being able to see things. Let's just redo that, shall we? So we will begin. So the ring pops off your broken, already swelling hand with one final crunch as it goes over your thumb bone, flies into the air, lands right over here beside the bench, rolls under it, and has that wonderful sound as it finally comes to a stop underneath the bench. And at that moment, the door here slams open, and through the passageway comes a great grim orc. He's rubbing his massive overhanging pectoral muscles in a way that seems entirely inappropriate. He belches loudly and looks at all of you and says, "I hope you all going to provide a better show than last week. They died in 5 minutes. We almost had a riot trying to calm the crowd. And at that moment, through the door, steps the person that you know to be Traegar Hax. Half of his face, a twisted, gnarled mask of scar, and the other half, quite handsome. And he says, "Well, are you ready to go? I certainly hope you will provide ample entertainment, as my minion has referred to. Our previous round in the fighting pits was unsatisfactory. Mooregar is ready to receive you, and in all likelihood devour you. But I should let you know, should you defeat Mooregar, you may come right back here. You will receive free room and board as long as you continue to triumph in the fighting pits. So, perhaps I was a little hasty, perhaps jumping to conclusions, perhaps not giving you your due as I let you know that you would be going to your deaths. It's not assured. You could triumph today." And he claps his hands. Anyone want to say anything to him?
Not to him, but I am going to sneak around behind Odos here and walk over to Rixta and kind of go, "Old man."
Yes.
You said you were ready to die today, correct?
Oh, yes. I am. One can only fail so many dozens of times.
Yes. Okay, forget that. Are they going to give us weapons?
There are an assortment of fairly common weapons on the floor of the fighting pit, if I remember correctly.
Okay. You said you could get us out of here if we got your bracelet off.
Yes, absolutely.
Can you do that with one hand?
And at that, this orc goes down to the door, and unlocks it. Goes in and grabs Rixta, who is incredibly frail. The orc, as he pulls him literally off his feet and manhandles him into the hallway. I need to add just a couple more guys. So that's...
While that was taking place, I think I would have talked to Traegar.
Okay.
As we discussed last time, I'll be sure to look you in the eye as I cast down your champion.
I will be watching for that moment. I anticipate it with a grim glee. And he walks off. He turns a key in this area. And, oh, no, he does not. This goblin says,
"Come here, give me your hands. Come on, you know the program."
And he has 2 sets of manacles in his hands. And Traegar goes, "Please approach the bars. Back to us and present your hands. No point in resisting now."
Oh, so there's a point in resisting later.
Just give us your hands.
I do it.
I'll start to move. I'll whisper to Lux on the way. "I know you broke your hand. When we get out there, I'll try to stay on your left-hand side."
Okay.
Thank you.
So if you would, Sean, go ahead and move your token. Anyone who's going to the bars to get their manacles put on, please go ahead and move your tokens. All right, so Traegar steps back, and this goblin slowly puts the cuffs on, first on the Gith, and then on... What is the... I can't figure out how to stop my token from snapping. Oh well, he puts the manacles both on Odos and Brilinda, and then Traegar steps forward, unlocks the bars. The gate opens with a... "Please, this way." And he gestures to the stairway. At that point, at the same time, Heinrich is getting manacles put on his hand, and this little goblin approaches as Lux has come up to the bars. He has another set of manacles. Lux, you're going to present your hands?
I think it would be only sensible to cast Minor Illusion at this point.
Oh, nice. Please describe the illusion that you're going to cast. And if you would, go ahead and place that in chat so everyone can see.
Okay, so...
Which just means click it.
Yeah, I closed my character sheet because I was thinking ahead, obviously.
You can actually
right.
pop out your character sheet, so if that makes it easier.
All right.
Oh, really? How do I do that?
The little
so
double
I'm
boxes at the
right
top.
now.
Yeah.
Aha! All right. So, okay. So I cast Minor Illusion to return the malachite band around my wrist.
Very good
So
idea.
it looks
Nice.
like nothing has happened, and present my hands to the goblin.
All right. I'm just going to check his passive perception real quick. Yes. So you feel these scaly, almost tiny hands grabbing your hands, twisting. It really, really hurts because of the injury to your hand. With no delicacy whatsoever, you see him slap you feel him slap one band around your wrist and then another on the other. But he doesn't make mention of anything, even your swollen hand. He doesn't even mention. Then both of you hear a behind you, and the gate slowly swings open. Both of them step back, and Tragar goes, "Come, let's go. I'm sure that the arena is growing restless and rowdy already."
I'll go.
And he proceeds all the way to the corner. Rixta gets shoved to the stairs. And then from the top of the stairs, the orc gives him another shove. And the old man goes, "Ah!" and falls down the stairs, for which the orc goes, "Ha ha ha ha." And Tragar immediately, with some kind of, with spooky accuracy and speed, just goes like a side blow like that, and the orc, his nose has suddenly exploded in blood gushing down his face, and he says,
Just get him to the fighting pits, you oaf.
and so the two of them disappear. They head down the stairs. The goblin leads the way. Everybody, make your way to the stairs.
Oh, we're so gonna die.
I'm sure that it's going to be simple and easy. I don't know why.
To die?
Yeah. Death, of course, is simple as easy. So one by one, after the goblin, Brilinda, and then Odos, then Lux, then Heinrich make their way down the stairs. They stumble and trip as they're slowly shoved by the orcs that are coming up the back of the line. And finally, you emerge, you basically go downstairs, turn right, and the doors open, and there, sprawled out in front of you, are the twisting streets of the massive port city of Croturlep. You're kind of up on a hill, so you can see down. You can see the harbor, and then it's kind of a heartbreakingly beautiful sight, because you've been in there a while, some of you. Spreading out as far as the eye can see are the aptly named waters of the Azure Sea. And it strikes you, how can it be so beautiful when everything is so dark and all is lost? So slowly you make your way down the streets. You have a contingent of 6 orcs, 4 goblins, and at the rear you have Tragar hacks following slowly, throwing heckles in your direction. Is there any conversation that you'd like to have on the way? If not, you will proceed all the way to the harbor.
Was it obvious? This may be a totally stupid question, but it was obvious that Lux got her band off because everyone heard it drop to the floor.
I don't know whether it was obvious to all the players or not.
I think I would have been watching for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I heard it because I was right next to the bars on her side.
But, yeah, it's up to you guys to decide whether hearing it would have been enough to know, oh, somebody has gotten their band off. Actually, I'll let Cam, why don't you decide? Would you like Odos and Brilinda to know or not know whether you got your band off? Since it happened right at the break, I'll just give you the choice.
I think I'll keep them in the dark on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic.
I think while we're going through the streets, I think he'd be scanning the crowds that were around for anybody he knew, and potentially his family, because I know he hasn't seen them yet for Heinrich.
So as you head down the steep and winding pathways, you see more and more of the black robes with a cross, kind of the wavy red cross in the center, which is the insignia of the Scarlet Brotherhood. More and more of them. You do remember a time when you had only heard of the Scarlet Brotherhood. You weren't even sure that they existed because supposedly they operated in secret. And now they're brazenly public. They are not in any way operating in subterfuge or under the radar. They have come fully out into the open. There is a smattering of orcs and goblins. You do see one massive ogre pulling a cart behind a master who's whipping him mercilessly. But for the most part, it's humans. The closer you get down to the dock, the swarthier and sketchier these humans appear. Definitely the seafaring folk in this area are not of the highest character or caliber. And as you take a last turn, you can see the line of ships docked in the harbor. And right before that, you've got the marketplaces where fish are being sold. Everything smells of just that sour smell of fish that's been out in the sun too long. But there's kind of a low, acrid smell, the urine, but also that sort of coppery smell of blood. And the rich, sweet smell of decay as you begin to close in towards the fighting pits. There we go.
Ooh, nice.
How is that?
Wow. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
You got the whole crowd.
Oh,
Awesome.
sorry, I dropped my token. I didn't know.
So let's load everybody into here. Almost immediately, when you get to this area, whoops, let me go to, why can't I move him?
I'm huge. Oh, there you go.
You're huge?
It's okay. I'm small again.
All right, so almost immediately, you're ushered between, let me make sure that the stream can actually see what we're doing here. Oh, no. Can't see it. So let's fix that. Let's zoom out. Zoom on out so everybody can see. Is that better? Yeah, that's pretty good. All right.
How do I add my token on here, guys?
You actually just grab and drag and drop the whole name from the journal.
It's like if you open your journal on the right side, you see your player name. Just drag it, yeah.
First time on Roll20, y'all.
It took me
Sweet.
like 3 hours to figure it out. Don't feel bad.
All right, I'm trying to get this this arena the right size so that everybody can see. I wish their size controls were a little bit finer. I think that's the best that I can do. But yeah. I think those of you who are in chat do get the sense. All right, we're in. This isn't like a Colosseum kind of arena. This is like that scene in Gladiator when he's in the fighting pits, when it's like out in the backwaters, and yeah, it's a really rough structure made of hundreds of wooden spikes. It looks like if things go too wild in the fighting pits, the whole thing might get knocked over. And Tragar takes you through this gateway that happens to be guarded by a massive troll and an ogre. And they both leer at all of you as you walk by. And the ogre says something. And the troll goes, some sort of ridiculous sound and he grabs himself profanely and gesticulates towards you in a ghastly manner. So as you step in to this little enclosure, both the troll and the ogre sort of close the gap. So in front of you, there's just this one wooden gate. And one of the goblins begins unfastening your manacles. And Tragar says, well, I anticipate a fantastic show. Please, even if you should die, don't disappoint. And he begins to climb the stairway up to this area, and then slowly makes his way around, greeting people until he's not actually standing on top of this fabric, he's standing underneath this awning. And he addresses the group as this gate opens up, and Heinrich, you get a foot in the back from the ogre, just a moo, and shoves you forward, running you into all the rest of them. The gate is open. Enter the pits. Oh, I need to add Rixta as well. Poor Rixta is with you.
Are any of these, the attendants still with us? Are any of them intelligent enough to understand what I'm saying, or are they just all?
I don't know. Feel free to address them and see how they respond.
All right, so I'm going to look at the orc closest to me and just kind of hold my hands up in front of me and go, how do you expect us to give you a show if you leave these bracelets on us?
He grabs your manacles and shakes them back and forth and goes, and pounds his breast.
Oh, that was extremely
which makes
informative.
a ghastly,
Extremely
fleshly
so
noise as he does so. So Rixta gets knocked
You were top of
in.
your class.
Ladies, do you enter?
I enter. Now I'm trying to zoom in as best as I can. I'm assuming what's marked on the map are things that are actually there.
Yes, but there are additional things as well. So, as all of you enter, I'll go ahead and paint that picture for you. The wooden gate noisily clatters down like and closes. And as it does, the rabble around, not a ton of people, maybe all the way around the circle, there are 50 people. Also on the lower level, you can actually grab their gaps inside some of these posts. Not big enough to get through, but big enough that somebody could stick their face in. And faces there are sticking through these gaps. Arms pointing through, making rude gestures. People screaming and spitting. So as you enter and the gate closes, there is a... The crowd begins to wake up and get unruly. And then Tragar takes his place and says, "Shut up! Be quiet!" And as he raises his hand, everybody falls silent. Today we provide entertainment. You are welcome. For this, there will be no fighting in the taverns along the docks tonight. There will be no thieving. There will be no carousing. We will have silence at sunset. And slowly you hear a murmur from the crowd. And they all each go, "Yes, Tragar Hacks.
Yes, Tragar. Yes, Tragar Hacks."
All of these voices, each one slowly chooses to give their affirmation. And then he says, "Good. Now, let us enjoy today's entertainment. Your returning champion is here to provide you a satiating dose of bloodlust. Cheer him on! And they start to go, Mooregar, 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 Mooregar. And then slowly you hear thum, 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 like these massive footsteps. And coming up to the gate now is this huge creature. His head is equal to the top of the arena. And he slaps his hands on the bars and goes, Rah! And slowly the bars slide open. And Rixta immediately goes, and staggers back in this direction. As all of you, I assume, make way for this creature to enter the arena, you do notice that scattered all over the floor are weapons. They're not good weapons. They're nicked and damaged. They've like an axe with a huge chip out of a blade, bent daggers, swords. You can pick up any common weapon that you can imagine that you would want to have. You may pick it up and begin to fight with it. Also, you do notice that the chains that are on you are, I mean, they hold you, but they're not the best chains. They're not like these malachite bands, which appear to be unbreakable. So that you do have some options to you. Also, I don't want to say that the malachite band is unbreakable. You haven't determined that for sure, I believe. So finally, let's stop this. So finally, the crowd begins to cheer and shriek. I've actually got some sound effects of that. Fantastic. And then somebody, this big ogre on the side, goes like blowing on some massive horn. The gate starts to close behind Mooregar, who moves into the space. And he, at that point, turns and addresses the crowd, just walking slowly around, not looking at you, like walking right by you, going, just pounding on his breast, working up the crowd, walking right through you, right over you, addressing the crowd, basically hamming to all of the fans here in the arena.
Would it be possible while he's doing that to address even Odos? As I pick up a long sword.
Oh yeah, he probably takes about 30 seconds, at least, just walking around, working the crowd. So all of you could use that time to pick up weapons, talk, that sort of thing. Just let me know what you're going to say, what you're going to do.
Okay, first things first, DM, can I see if the champion has a malachite bracelet on?
He does not. What you do see is his arms are sort of wrapped in straps of old soiled leather.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to pick up a longsword, and I'm backed up against Rixta.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of lean over my shoulder and just say, "Old man, you did not answer me. Can you do this with one hand?"
I don't know. The spell requires somatic components. I don't. Maybe I could improvise, do it one-handed. It would certainly be less certain, but I could try. But is there some other way to get this band off?
Do you have any suggestions? We're running out of time.
Well, we could. And he just stammers on.
Okay, so I'll move up here between Odos and Heinrich and say, "Okay, gentlemen, ideas?"
Why don't you each hold out the chains? I'll try to break them with this sword.
So everybody's picking up a weapon, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be convenient if you pick up a weapon that you've already got slotted on your character sheet, so you could just use it. Fantastic. So what are you going to do?
Nice. So Lux is going to pick up a couple of daggers, shove some in her boots, in her belt, get a rapier, and sort of stalk around the edge, keeping one eye on these strange new companions and the big scary thing, but she's not going to join in any conversation of theirs. Not yet.
All right, so I'll just spread my hands out, still keeping my longsword in my right hand, and hold my hands out, wrists up, with the chains wide apart to Heinrich.
And I will attempt to cut through them.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll to hit because, you're a skilled warrior. It's a stationary target. You can hit a chain. And as soon as you do, you immediately hear a ping, and it breaks. Some of the crowd react to that going, boo, boo, actual, and they spit, they're flinging brown material down at you. One of them is standing there.
Material.
Yes. One of them is standing there, visibly relieving himself in your general direction, creating a steaming pool of mud directly beneath him. This is not a sophisticated crowd. You're going to proceed with continuing breaking chains?
While I do that, I'm going to yell over to Rixta and be like, Rixta, get behind us, uncle. We can protect you in the meantime.
So Heinrich breaks my chains?
Okay, yeah.
Does Heinrich break my chains?
Yeah, he certainly can.
Yep.
So
I'd go to each of you.
I'm gonna give him I'll turn and give him a long look of respect from my black eyes through my hangy hair, and I'm gonna tell him. I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna get as close to this freaking thing as I can. I want to try to get its attention and get it focused on me if I can.
Ah, all right.
Heinrich will give you a nod as so.
Did we ever decide? I know you said vicious mockery. I couldn't do anything with the bracelet on, but inspiration.
Yeah, you could do that. I think that is a natural attribute of a bard, not necessarily a magical expending of energy. So he's almost finished. He stops at the gate here where the troll and the ogre have come, right up against the gate, and they're all reaching up over the gate, giving high fives, and apparently Mooregar is an idol to these grotesque creatures who would be large and intimidating were it not for the presence of Mooregar. So now you've got just a moment left to cast any sort of trigger any sort of ability that you can.
I got nothing.
So you could do you could do whatever. I did say you could do what was it? Bardic Inspiration.
I'm not ready for that yet.
Okay. There you go.
I think Lux, having seen everyone else getting their chain broken, will probably begrudgingly go over and hold her to come on then.
So
for hers to also be broken.
Okay. You go ahead and move your token to that area, please. Yeah, it's just in general, anytime you say you're going to go and do something, any action you describe, if you can move your token as well, that helps me keep things in mind.
But Heinrich will do that one-handed and kind of hold her arm on the broken hand as he breaks it through, since he doesn't want to add any more damage to her hand.
Yes, and there's such a painful jolt that goes through your arm as the impact of the chain breaking that jars it. Your hand is visibly purple and disfigured. Quite an act of will getting that off.
If I would like to spit in Morrigan's eye.
That would be. Here we go. I will make you do a to hit roll with that, so you can just roll because his eye is way up there. So that would be some skilled loogie launching to get it on up there.
Just
it could happen.
Let's see.
Skilled loogie launching. Love it.
Unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. Okay, I'm going to say that at that point, The high fives are going on. He finally notices this strange-looking creature down and around his crotch area. And as he looks down at you, there's a... And he is momentarily blinded by it. He looks, and all the crowd going... Rah, rah! There's just a moment of silence. And he wipes and goes...
Oh, what? No.
And then...
What
And now we're going to do initiative. What?
All right.
Fantastic. Okay, so everybody knows how to do initiative, correct? If you don't, we can tell you.
Do I just click on my token here?
If you click on your
Yeah, boy.
All right.
click on your token, there's a little button up at the top left that says initiative, and you just press it.
One thing that I do like about Roll20's audio is you can play more than one song at a time. So here we go, Mooregar. Oh, so you guys are going to be able to act first? Who are we waiting on there?
Still trying to figure out this
Sean O.
initiative.
You can go on your sheet, and it's right above your hit points. You can just click on the word initiative.
There we go.
There you go.
So,
Boom.
wow, 19. So Rixta gets a 19 for initiative. Where is he? Thought I added him. Add turn. Rixta, 19. All right, so everybody's in. Let's descending. There we go. Let me move this turn order so everyone can see it. Can we see it now? Yes, there we go. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. So let's go to tabletop and chat. See what this looks like. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Nice.
So, Lux, being lithe and nimble and terrified, of course, you are able to act first.
Okay. Lux is going to, first and foremost, she doesn't reveal her hand too soon, revealing that she can cast spells. So we're going to keep things roguish, keep things simple, and she would like to throw a dagger to try aiming for like the back of this guy's knee. Hopefully try cut some nice tendons there.
Fantastic.
So, dagger.
Go for it.
Did that work?
Yes!
Oh.
So, he spins around. He's clearly ready to begin moving towards you, systematically annihilating all of you. And right as he turns around, right in his mid-thigh, a tiny dagger goes fink right into his thigh. So do you know how to do damage with that?
Yeah, so
Okay.
if I just click the dagger,
Yes. Yes.
should come up with damage, right?
Yes. Okay, so that's
I mean,
a
I guess
plus
that's pretty
9
good for a
to
dagger.
hit, not to damage.
Right, it's plus 9
Gotcha.
to hit. So I can hit things. Might not do very much damage, but I can hit them.
Right.
Alright, so after 6 damage, I'm then gonna use my bonus action to very swiftly hide, if
Okay.
possible. I'm thinking that Lux is probably quite a bit smaller than Heinrich. So unless I can sort of dash over to some kind of like, damn, it's a circle. I was going to say
Yes.
corner. Okay, I'm going to try and hide behind Heinrich. I'm not even sure if that's going to work, but it's up to you. Yeah.
I will do a stealth check at your next turn to see whether... Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Stealth check?
Yes.
Okay, so my stealth on my sheet, it says that I've only got a plus 9, but I actually have plus 13 because I also chose it as expertise.
Oh, you
But it
can
hasn't popped up on the
actually,
sheet.
yeah, you can. Super
Yeah?
fast. Go to your cogwheel up on the right.
Sorry, guys, for...
Yeah, super fast. In the middle column towards the bottom, you choose stealth, and where it says normal, choose the drop-down expertise.
Oh, thank you so
There
much.
you go. But we will
I
just
only say that
manually
because
add
it
it.
takes me forever.
The rest of things.
We'll manually add it to this roll, so it looks like you've got a 14. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Does that conclude your turn, Ken?
Whoa, wait. No, because I rolled, that's an 15, sorry.
15? Okay. I will trust your math.
15 makes... Yeah, that's the end of me.
Okay.
Sorry, I've taken...
It is the end of her. Rixta, it is his turn, and for his turn, he... and just starts moving backwards, and he's going to actually, for his turn, all he's going to do is move all the way to the wall here. He runs into it, and all of a sudden these arms reach out, these mouths, his face sticking through, goes, ah! And then he turns around and looks at the wall, which is, humanity and orc-manity reaching through at every gap. So he steps forward just like a foot out of their reach and just spins around looking at the angry crowd and this massive creature. And that's all he's going to do for his turn. So that will be Odo.
Okay. On my turn, it looks like I can't use key at all. I mean, that is magic. So what I want to do, I just want to get his attention, and I want to take the dodge action. And what I'm trying to do is to set it up, because I can use a reaction to redirect his attacks. So if possible, I want to set it up so if he does attack me, and I can get this thing off, that it'll go through that wall or hit the troll right next to me on the other side of the gate. That's kind of what I'm going to try to do.
Gotcha.
So I'm just going to give him like a super, and like a close-up on my eyes, and there's like blast lines, and I look at him, and I just, a big challenge.
So basically you're going to do your move, but you're going to hold your action.
Well, I'm using the dodge action,
Oh,
so
okay, gotcha.
he'll have disadvantage on attacks
If
against me,
he
and I'll
chooses to attack you. Okay.
Right.
So you're going to move to, are you going to be in front of him or stay behind him?
Oh, I'm on the map. I want to be like right. I think I'm adjacent to him. Yeah, I'll go. I guess I can move.
You're a little behind him. Now you're very behind him.
Is that good? Okay.
Yeah. Right on. Right on.
All right.
All right. So at this point, Mooregar. I love this guy. So he turns around and to the person who spit at him, and he is going to throw a massive fist attack.
God.
At you.
Oh, jeez.
So that's where is he down there? 17. What is your armor class?
It's
Why is
18.
it not in there? Okay, so you are able to it's like dodging a tree coming your way. So it swings in the air above you, and you're able to nimbly duck underneath it. But he follows it up, lifting his foot, and tries to essentially shove you down and stomp on you. Oh! And again, you pinwheel out of the way. He stomps on the empty dirt, and he just bellows in rage. So those are his 2 attacks. Heinrich!
Since Heinrich's trying to kind of guard here, I'm going to use a Battle Master move here and do Commander's Strike for one of my attacks. So I use a bonus action to direct one of my companions to strike. When you do so, choose a friendly creature who can see or hear you, expend a superiority die. That creature can immediately use its reaction to make one weapon attack, adding the die to its damage roll. So he's going to yell out to Odos and be like, "He's off center now on his left side. Hit him in his knee."
That is so
Interesting.
awesome. You're like a
Interesting.
warlord. All right.
So you basically got a free attack there.
And I rolled
All
that
right.
die, and you got +9 to the damage.
Ooh, nice.
Wow.
Ooh, nice.
So
Damage 9 + 9, 18.
So that does hit him. So you are able to thrust out, and you hit him right where he doesn't want to be hit, and he's surprisingly unprotected in that spot. You hear a and you definitely feel like you hit something soft. So you got 18 points of bludgeoning damage for that. And a trickle of greenish fluid runs down his fat trunk-like thigh out of his soiled loincloth. So perhaps you broke an egg, cracked an egg or something. I don't know exactly what happened. What else are you going to do, Heinrich? So you did that as a bonus action, or that's your action?
I can forego one of my attacks and then use that as a bonus action. So I do have another attack I could make here. So that's,
Devin cheers for unprotected thrusts.
I'm going to stay, though, because I think he adds up. He's just going to lose that other attack because I think he knows Lux is trying to hide behind him. So he's going to slightly be trying to mirror her movements to keep her hidden.
Gotcha. So that's it for you?
That is it.
All right. So Mooregar is going to take a lair action at this point.
Oh,
he looks down at Odos, and when he locks eyes with you, I mean, this is a fearsome creature, but something is particularly fearsome when he locks eyes with you. And he goes, "Rah!" So, like, spittle flying down at you. You literally feel yourself vibrating from the force of his beastly roar. So, you can do a DC 15 Charisma save.
Oh, no.
So,
That's bad.
Despite the many horrors that you have seen in your lifetime, you are stricken with terror. What that means for you is on your next turn, you are under the frightened condition with the disadvantages that come with that. All right. And so, Berlinda.
All right.
Do you see how that name just flew right off my tongue?
Out of here. Just flows out.
Linda.
So, first things first, I am going to run over here, and I am going to pick up some of that mud that spectator provided us, and shove it in my pocket of my tunic.
You never know when you're going to want a wad of fecal mud. It could be any time. It could be any time.
I assumed it was piss, but you know.
Oh, okay. So you're getting it from the pile that was recently moistened, not from the little brown piles that were thrown at you. Okay, yeah.
Getting the mud.
Heinrich will take a moment to side-eye and cock his head in confusion.
And then I'm going to attempt to run up behind him. So she threw her dagger and it hit him in his left leg or his right. I can't remember.
It was his right leg. So it's the leg that's on your side.
Yes, perfect. I am going to attempt to stab him in the back of the knee with my longsword that I have picked up.
Okay.
Let's see if that works.
It hits. There we go. 4. So you rear back and just a slash right across the cords in the back of his legs, and his skin does part. But you can tell just from the way that the sword strikes him, this creature's skin is thick and dense, and his body so muscled. It feels like you just used your sword to hack a tree. It clearly hurt him, but it clearly damaged him. But yeah, you didn't succeed in severing tendons and disabling him.
Okay. So I'm going to inspire someone.
Okay.
I'm going to inspire Kem because I can still see her.
That is true.
All right, let's see here. Look at this rogue. Isn't she neat? I just don't know how her feet are so fleet. Wouldn't you know she's a rogue who's gonna stab you in your face? And that's her inspiration.
Yay! You should get inspiration for that.
Well done.
Sean, are you making like a mental note of the clips that you need to pull here from your other show? Because there's definitely some good stuff going on here. Fantastic. So,
Kim is so happy. I'm so happy. She's so happy.
She looks like she's going to cry.
Tears and everything. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Y'all are sweet.
Get my
That's
bracelet off, you'll get a lot
beautiful.
more.
Look, they're throwing bits for your performance. If you would click that spell into the chat channel, just so that we can show the audience that would be fantastic.
Let me see. Does inspiration actually click? It does not click.
It is not clicking for you. Okay, remind us out loud what benefits that confers to Lux.
So Lux is going to get a 1d6 inspiration to a saving or to a saving throw, or I believe to hit, are the two things. Let me. I don't have it. In my
It appears that my video is frozen. Does that appear to be the case for everybody?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
That's interesting.
You could have been making a worse face.
I could have been. It could have been. Oh, I was going to
been worse.
demonstrate, but.
Yeah, bardic inspiration. D6. So once within the next 10 minutes, so that's a while, the creature can roll the dice and add the number rolled to one ability check, attack roll,
There we
or
go.
saving throw that you make. So you've got a D6 to toss towards any of those things, Kim.
At level 10 bard, does that go up though?
Oh, I'm no
It might be-
D8. I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. It is a D10. You get a D10.
Oh man.
Ooh, damn.
Good job. Good job.
All right. Yeah, I sang so well, your video froze.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm glad that it hadn't been frozen for an embarrassingly long time. And that's it for you, Brelinda?
That is it.
Lux, feeling inspired, profoundly inspired. It is your turn to spring into action. His back is to you after you've been hiding behind this dude.
Okay, I'd like to use dash as a bonus action. I mean, actually, I don't think I need to dash. I can just get up
No, it
behind him
doesn't.
and
I don't
move him, right?
believe you need to dash. Yeah, he's in range.
In that case, I'm gonna duck out from behind Heinrich, run up to the back of a big green fella, and make a sneak attack if I can, because
You certainly
Belinda
can.
is close by.
For multiple reasons, you are able to do that right away.
Fantastico. So I'm gonna use the rapier that I pilfered from the ground. So do I just roll that as a normal attack and add my d6 after?
I think you should be able to click your sneak attack, and it will add that damage. If not, we'll just manually add it.
Well, I think she's talking about the inspiration dice. Are you talking
Oh
about
no,
the
you'll have to
inspiration?
manually add that.
Oh, actually, just on this occasion, it was damage.
Just your sneak, just damage? Okay, alright.
Yeah,
Because
so...
I know inspiration doesn't come up automatically.
So...
Mm.
21 to hit.
All right.
And
So your
then-
rapier plunges towards him in a thrusting move, and you feel this terrible weapon bend a little bit as you try to pierce his flesh, but it does pierce right in the middle of his hamstrings.
Lovely stuff. Okay, so...
Damage.
7 damage from the rapier, but then I get to roll
Uh-huh.
5d6 extra damage.
God, rogues, I swear, are OP. They're so incredible.
Yes.
Good
19
grief.
extra damage on 26 damage.
Holy mother of pearl. All right, so 26 damage on this bad boy. Let's get this. Wow. There we go. All right, so he is going to use a reaction, and he has been hit, And so, like, as soon as he feels the pain, he whirls around and looks down at Lux, and both arms swing towards him. Swing towards her. For some reason, this is not going into chat. So, would you make a DC 15 Dex save? This is your best suit.
Okay.
Drum roll! Oh.
21!
So these massive arms are swinging and grasping at you, and you, at the last second, duck under them, and he basically bear hugs himself and bellows in rage. Again, Rixta, for his turn, he runs to the side, and he discovers that as he gets over here, people are throwing rocks and rotten fruit down at him, and then he runs back to where he was, cowering. And that's the end of his turn.
Guy's such a schmuck.
I'm so glad we have this guy with us.
Odo.
He talked like he was so awesome in that jail cell. All right, my turn. So I'm
This
frightened
character
right
is
now.
in 3 of my campaigns right now.
Oh my gosh.
Guys,
I'm
let's not forget the big issue too that we should be also thinking about. Get the bracelets off.
Get the bracelets off.
Oh yeah.
Um.
Have fun with that, guys. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
So I'm frightened, and that means what I got to save at the end of my turn against it.
Hold on one second. Excuse me. So that means that for this turn, you have disadvantage on your attack roll.
Okay.
And
so,
you can't move closer to him. Of course, you're already in range, so that doesn't matter. After that, you can... I'm just making this up here. After that, you can make your save to see if next round you're going to be frightened. No, that makes sense. Let's do it next round.
I'm going to use... I'm not sure if this is worth it, but I might as well try it. I'm going to use a power I have called Stillness of Mind. So I, look into the distance, and I whisper, balance in all things. And then, with Stillness of Mind, I use an action to end either the charmed or frightened condition on myself. So I'm going to end the frightened condition. I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to look at Heinrich and hope he's going to guide me to another...
So that was your action, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do call to mind this one fortune cookie that you read once. That's... I'm just kidding. You do marshal your inner reserves, and you feel the fear fall away.
That's it for me, then.
That's it for you. And Mooregar... I forgot to... Whoops, didn't mean to move you. I forgot to reflect the fact that he turned around as he tried to grapple them. And so now he raises one massive fist and brings it hurtling down towards Lux. The armor class Lux.
Oh.
Armor class is 16, so that it tickles.
So, crushing blow smashes into you. So you'll take 19 points of damage as... It's basically like getting hit with a boulder. It hits your head, your neck, your shoulder, all down your chest, all at once. And I need you to do a DC 15 Dex save.
Okay. How many points of damage was it, sorry?
19.
Oh God.
Oh,
Crushing
so I put in
blow.
minus 19 to above my little character picture. Is that the right thing to do?
Is it showing your... No, for some reason, after this battle, I'll update your character token. For some reason, it's not doing right for you. So just keep up with your damage. So just leave that minus 19, and you can add to it next time. Does that make sense?
Cool. Yes. Okie doke. So a dex save for DC.
You just... In that section that says saves... just to the right of all of your ability scores at the top, you just click that category.
Got it. 24.
Oh, so you are sent staggering back. You kind of wooze one way and the other, but you do resist being knocked prone. And now he having smashed you in the face with his fist, he lifts a massive foot to bring it down on Brelinda. Oh, and
yeah,
you are just smashed with the sole of his foot. The breath goes whistling out of you. You take 28 points of damage.
Jesus.
And somehow, I don't know how, you like stagger one way or the other. You also are not knocked prone. It is clear that the stomp, with the entire weight of his body behind it, is the more threatening of his attacks. And that's all he does. Just that. Heinrich, you have seen the women of your party just brutalized by this massive giant.
All right, Heinrich is running in with a yell. And I saw Brelinda take a bit more damage there.
It was clear that the foot hurt. Her hair's all askew. She's still spinning.
Then I will spend a superiority die to maneuver one of my comrades into a more advantageous position. So I add it to the to my damage roll that I'm about to do, and I choose a friendly creature, and they can, as a reaction, move half their speed without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Wow. That's wild.
So I'll yell to Brelinda as I do it, like, "Get out of here! Help Rixta figure out the
Head for the
surface."
chopper. Okay, sorry.
Sweet.
Did you hear that, Brelinda?
Chopper.
So I can move out of his range by 15 feet, I believe, without incurring an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, you've got a lot of interesting abilities that I'm not familiar with yet, so fantastic.
Battlemaster is like martial spells, kind of.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's going to be
really
cool.
cool.
That's going to be cool. All right, so Bree,
here's
before we continue with his turn, go ahead and make that move if you choose to.
That kind of changes what I was going to do, but
You don't have to take it, as I understand.
I'm going to take
You don't
it.
have to.
I'm going to take it.
Okay, there you go. So Heinrich, continue with your turn, please.
So that was my attack roll there, which was an 18. Let me see if this...
I mean, the music and the crowd noise, I just feel like I'm in a...
Okay, so I
So
rolled an
tense right now.
18 to hit. And then I need to roll damage on here.
Yes, an 18 does hit him. And then, yes, click that longsword for damage. You know what I mean by that? Just the
Click
word
right
longsword under the 18.
Ooh.
I heard something. Why is it not
No, I
updating?
think
No,
it's
you
just,
you just
another
attacked
attack
again.
roll.
So like right under the 20 that you just rolled there in the chat, click longsword.
I gotcha.
There you
And then
go.
There you go.
I need to add a D10 to that just in general for it because it adds to the damage for that superiority.
Oh, nice. Good grief. You guys are intense. So your sword, he's just stomped at her at Brelinda. He watches her spin out of the way before he can get off an opportunity attack. She starts pinwheeling backwards, and as he stares, he feels the slice of your blade right across the band of his loincloth, and blood starts to trickle down, starting to turn this soiled yellow garment a dark shade of crimson. So that was 20 freaking points.
And I'm going to make my second attack.
Okay. Again, you hit. Oh my gosh. All right. Wow.
All right.
And you don't get the bonus on that one, correct? So that's a mere 8. A mere 8.
Yeah, just the damage plus the strength. Yep, just a mere 8.
All right. So Mooregar is going to take a lair action here. And he looks down at the blood, and he takes his hands, he slaps his wounds, he lifts the blood to the crowd, and goes, "Ah!" just shrieking at the crowd. And the crowd responds with feral glee, just going, "Ah, ah," They continue throwing poo and rocks. And from the inspiration of the crowd, he receives some healing sustenance. So we're going to do...
Oh, no.
What?
No.
All
No,
right.
stop rolling. Stop it.
So that's 12 points of damage healed because of the enthusiasm of the crowd.
We need to kill the crowd.
There you go.
Whoa. All right. Well,
All right. He's a fun monster. I like him. All right. So,
I don't like-
Bree, you have staggered back. You're watching him make a grisly display of his own blood. What do you do?
Okay, so that actually changed some of what I was going to do.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. Okay, so for my movement, I'm actually going to move back here towards Rixta. And I am going, you said there's like hands reaching out for him and
Yeah,
such like,
yeah.
correct? I'm going to
He's
chop off
maintaining
someone's hands,
a
if
safe
possible.
distance.
No. I'm going to chop at the people's hands with my sword.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Yeah. Yell at him to do something, you blithering idiot. And then I'm going to stay back there. I don't know if you're going to make me roll to like slash at people reaching
Nah,
for the
nah.
stars. Okay.
That's not genuine damage. That's story damage. So,
So-
but I will count that your action, however.
Okay, so for my bonus action,
Okay.
can I take a little bit of that lovely urine-soaked mud, not all of it, from my pocket, and I'm going to smear it all over my wrist, and just start slowly working my bracelet down to see if I've made it slippery enough to kind of force my hand through.
Ah, fantastic. So you rush over, and with 2 quick swipes, 3 or 4 arms go pinwheeling. Behind the wall, you hear "Wah! Wah!" these horrible screams, but the rest of the crowd cheers. They think that's a fantastic move on your part. It's the most support your party has yet seen. So there's a cheer for you and for that action, and then you slime yourself with this very alkaline-smelling mud, and you start to work at your bracelet. You can tell that this bracelet isn't going to come off just by lubrication. You're going to have to hurt yourself. So what I will let you do is next round, if you would like to use your action next round for that, you can use a Constitution throw to see if you can, like a DC 17, if memory serves, con save to see if you have the force of will to break your bones in your hand to pull it off. Otherwise, it just hurts too much and you can't do it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
All right. Then that means it is Kim's turn once again. Your ears are still ringing from the cataclysmic blow you just received. What now?
Now I'm starting to wonder if it's time to whack out some trickery.
If not
Especially
now,
after
when?
he was. Yeah, one part of Lux maybe is thinking, well, if we can defeat this guy and then go back to the cells, then maybe I can use that opportunity to get out. But I think she's probably getting a little angry now. So I am going to cast. I'm going to cast. Oh, this could be a really terrible idea.
Go for it. Love terrible ideas.
I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cast Disguise Self to turn myself into a goblin or something that would look like it should be from the crowd. I'm thinking probably a goblin.
All right. Are you able to
with
click that and put it in chat?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes. Where are my spells? Disguise Self.
All
Okay,
right.
so I have to expend a spell slot for that. So the idea being that I don't think this guy is particularly bright. And
don't
therefore
think
he
so.
might think I'm on his and hopefully won't pay so much attention to me,
All right.
is the idea.
Well, you will see the result of that in the future.
Oh god, this is going to be terrible.
Do you
Oh, no,
have
what
a
did I
Do you have a
do?
bonus action that you're going to expend right now?
Bonus action wise is really, I have dash, disengage, and hide. So I think I'm gonna pass on those for the moment, hoping that becoming a goblin lets me blend in.
Okay.
Oh god.
Fantastic. So again, Rixta, it's his turn, right? Isn't that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Rixta's turn again. Why can't I? Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. So Rixta staggers around, takes a couple of steps back, and starts to try to work at his bracelet. You can tell his efforts are fairly half-hearted. But that's all he knows to do. He keeps spinning around and looking at the crowd. That's all he does. That's his action. Pathetic and old. He does do a lot of looking around. And then, Odo. His beastly backside is pointed in your general direction.
I will punch the backside with 2 attacks. I'm gonna put my fist right up in there. Here we go.
Oh, proctological move.
Yeah,
Ooh.
26.
Beautiful.
You're going to hit twice, is that right?
I get 2 attacks, so I'll do the damage there.
Okay.
That's 6, and then second attack. Oh, there we go. 20.
Right on.
And 5 more. So total of 11.
So basically, right, aiming strategically for the joining point under his massive glute and his hamstring, hoping to give him some sort of a nerve spasm, just a quick 1-2 blow, and he clenches his ass cheeks together and staggers forward on his tiptoes. It definitely, yes, like Devin said, prostate punches. Definitely got his attention.
God.
So as you do that, did you
Right.
say, turn your head and cough?
Yeah.
No.
No, you didn't.
1 for each cheek. That's all.
Okay.
Not going in there. You know what I mean? Sign.
So he spins around at you in fury, and you get the fist stomp combo flying in your direction. Oh, the fist clobbers you. Just this huge, it's like a tree trunk doing a roundhouse, and smacks you right against the side of the head, and
Okay.
that's 19 points of damage.
All right, well, hold on. Okay, so Tipsy Sway. I'm going to use my reaction. Make sure I get this right here.
Tipsy
Sway. Well, oh, man. I have to spend a key point to do it, so I can't do it.
Oh.
All right, looks like I'm taking a big punch to the face. How much do I take?
You take 19 points of damage, and you need to give me a DC 15
man.
dex save.
Dex save, good, okay. Alright, 12 of the dex save.
So the blow sends you spinning and sprawling. You smash back against the gateway and fall to the ground. So you will start your next round from a prone position.
Okay.
There we go. Good grief. Come on, Mooregar. Heinrich! You've just seen him level your new friend.
How much damage did he do, by the way?
19. What?
Okay.
I haven't set up your character tokens correctly, unfortunately, so I can't see what your totals are. Would you all tell me your total hit points at this point?
I have 84.
54, Heinrich?
I got
84.
57.
57. Okay.
And that
I
was
50.
8.
I
Okay.
have 58.
All right. So you guys aren't in terrible shape. All right. So then it is so that was
it's me.
Heinrich. Yes, go for it.
Okay. I'm going to run over here next to Odos. And I'm going to start attacking.
All right, go for it.
Okay, I'm actually going to spend another superiority die to do a fainting attack. So with my bonus action, I choose a creature in 5 feet. I have advantage on my next attack roll against the creature. If it hits, add the superiority to the damages die. So I'm going to be kind of hopping
Good
back
grief.
and forth and be like, look at me, come here. And I'm going to go one side, switch the blade, and try to come into it.
All right, do it.
So I click advantage.
Ooh, that is a hit. So you can go ahead and click the longsword. Yeah, there you go. Fantastic.
And then I'll add that superiority die to the damage.
Nice. So that's
Okay, so that's-
12.
It's 12 damage, and then I'm going
Alright.
to go ahead and attack again. Trying to clip him on the inside of the thighs.
All right, do it. You miss with that.
Just can't quite get there.
All right. So your blade swings wide for the second time. You look down at the dazed Gith, is still sort of his arms trying to pull himself up. He's almost semi-conscious. Bree, I know what you're doing right now, Bree Linda. Tell me about it.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
Oh, no, I'm not, because you gave me an idea.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry that I did that.
Forward. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to put mud on Rixta's wrist and stare him right in the eyes and try to break his hand to get the bracelet off.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right, so I've
would
got
you
to...
like me roll. What would you like me to roll for that?
Let's do a DC. He's an old man, so I'm going to give you a DC 12 strength check, athletics check.
Athletics?
So, yeah. So you smear him. You smear him with this, and he's going, "What? What are you doing?" And then you just, and he's like, "Oh, oh!" And it just starts caterwauling in pain as you yank his arm back and forth.
Can I get advantage on that since he's so afraid?
No.
Nice try. I love it.
All right. And I
Wait.
guess what?
Did she get inspiration for the song?
No, I gave inspiration. I can't.
Oh.
I can't take it myself.
Alright.
But speaking of, and really, Sean, you brought this on yourself by saying that you were dodging back and forth. So I'm going to inspire Heinrich for his next move.
I'm already feeling inspired.
Yeah,
Give
it's
it
gonna
to
be
me.
bad. I'm sorry for this in advance. He's gonna jump to the left, and then he'll step to the right. He'll put a sword in your gut, and he'll punch you in the thighs. Sorry.
Do that again.
No.
I mean, we're getting closer to time warping, in fact, so I'm feeling good
That
about
would
it.
be
Oh, that's so great.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix one of his attacks.
Oh,
All right. I think I fixed this. All right. So that was pretty fantastic. Another clip for the show, I believe. How many clips are we up to, really?
2.
All right.
I don't.
Just 2?
That would
Okay.
have been very good. I mean, you have to let me get the bracelet off for the long one that's actually written out.
So at this point, not Odo, we're gonna do another lair action here. Oh god. So he squats down and charges. So he's going to do his bull charge. It doesn't ignore the attack roll. So he's going to run up to 60 feet. So he's going to run here. Sorry, I'm using the wrong thing to measure. So he's going to run here. That's 10. and then back, which is 25, and then he's going to run 30. He's going to run all the way to here, so he'll hit Rixta, but not you, Brilinda. So he's going to do a bull charge. So he just runs and stomping his feet. It's like he's dashing, but just trying to crush everybody with his feet. So unfortunately, 4 of you are going to take, as in the course of his charge, 4 of you will take a stomp attack. This one is for Odo, still learning the. So despite the fact that you're on the ground and therefore he's got advantage, you are able to pinwheel out of the way, roll up against the gate, and his foot stomps in bare dirt. He turns his path, bringing a stomp towards Heinrich, who is just leveled with it.
I'm gonna quick. Does this count as a melee attack?
Yeah, I would.
All right, I'm gonna parry and use my superiority dice to roll, and then reduce that damage down with my dexterity modifier.
Oh, nice. Well, the crushing blow of the foot takes 28 points of damage. It's basically like having a wall descend upon you. So you're gonna take
19.
Okay.
I add +1 with the dex modifier.
Gotcha. So that goes down to 19, but you still need to do a DC 15 con save for me. Because you have been hit by this crushing wall. You made it. So that means you still are able to stand up. You're not blasted across the ground. And now he is going to, let me get the right tool here. So he's turning. Oops. Let me not take Lux. There we go. So he's turning towards Lux now. And charging at you. You get a stomp. Oh, what's it going to be? Come on, roll 20. You're killing me here. Are we rolling? Did it roll or not?
It came up with
Say 21.
Okay, yeah.
21 here.
Yes. It just took a while on my side. So again, he just spins around and you just see a foot coming down on you, smashing you. So that is 28 points of damage. You can, yes.
DM.
Yes.
So I have a reaction, uncanny dodge, half attacks, damage from attacks I can see. So, I mean, that's quite a lot of damage.
Yes.
I kind of want to half that.
You can definitely take uncanny dodge, made for situations like this.
Perfect. And this may be cheeky to ask, but is there any way...
I want to give you what you want, just because you said it may be cheeky. It makes me want to give you that.
I would like to sort of do a Legolas getting onto the back of the horse, swing to try get on his back as
that
he kind of stomps past me, and
that
I
is
kind of
terribly cheeky. Terribly cheeky. Unfortunately, I can't allow that because the blow knocks you so off your equilibrium. You actually have to make a DC 15 con save at this point to see what
save.
Yes,
Ooh,
to see whether you are knocked prone and left stunned.
So close.
So the crushing blow literally smashes you to the dirt, and you feel his weight blow all of the air out of you. So you will begin your next turn knocked prone, and you're stunned. So that's fun.
Awesome.
And this is the end of his. This is the end of his charge. He gets.
Wait.
Yes.
I have inspiration.
She does.
Oh.
But you already, yeah. It's going to be DM's choice because sometimes
Sometimes I don't like to rewind things, but this is not a big deal. So, yes, you took the same amount of damage. You did receive that blow. You're not able to do a Legolas, although be cheeky anytime you want. But you are not knocked prone and stunned.
Okay.
Yay, Little Mermaid.
Great.
So like thunder, Mooregar barrels towards you, and Rixta gets smashed. Oh yeah, he gets smashed. So you've got his wrist, you're trying to work, and he hears it coming behind, and he goes, "Ah," and the foot just goes, and the bracelet is pulled from your hand, but unfortunately not from his. He is thrown down to the ground, and let's do his con save. Oh yeah, and he is down on the ground, and his eyes are rolling back in his head. He is down. I don't even remember whose turn it was.
That was
His turn.
your monster.
His turn.
No, I think I took a lair action.
that
That's a
was a
lair
lair
action.
action.
So it was
So that's
after
my turn.
it was after Heinrich's turn.
Belinda, yeah.
Alright. So
Oh, yeah.
I think we all know what I'm going to do if he's on the ground. Right?
What you gonna do?
Look at him mildly apologetically. Not that he can see me. I mean, he's unconscious anyway. It's the best time to do it.
It's oh no. Here it comes.
I am going to take my foot and bring it down as hard as I can on his hand to break it. And then hopefully you will allow me, if that works, as a bonus action to pull off the bracelet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult to know exactly, what part of that is your bonus action, what part of that is your action, what's your free action. But the combination of moves should be appropriate in a turn, so you are able to stomp his hand.
And what would you like
We're just
for
going to
that?
call that a 10 athletics check. Just a 10.
Come on. Don't fuck.
Oh,
No.
apparently, this old man has Wolverine bones. And
Things now.
it's just not happening for you. Oh my god.
Cool. I mean, I'm harming the elderly. I should get advantage. He's prone.
But
I should get advantage. He's prone.
I will give you advantage, actually. Because that's kind of ridiculous.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Crunch. Crack.
Suck
And
it.
suck it. You just broke an old man's hand and yelled, "Suck it!"
Oh God, I'm so glad my mom can't see this.
That is so funny. All right, so the hand is broken, crushed. The band flies off of him. However, you look down at him and he's like, he is still, because of Mooregar's last attack, he is going to be, what is the condition? Let me look at the right screen here. He's going to be,
I feel so terrible.
he's stunned during his next round, so I wouldn't expect him to do much next turn.
No, but it's off.
Yeah, but it is off. It is off. Good grief.
And hopefully, because
Golly.
what I'm hoping, and you can tell me if this is true, DM, because of the gigantic, ogre standing over him, I'm really hoping that Tragar Hax did not see me get that bracelet off of him.
Well,
I'm hoping.
my dad always
We'll
said,
find out.
well, boy, you can hope in one hand and shit in the other and see which one gets full first.
Yep, thanks.
All right.
Thank
Lux.
Oh my gosh.
I think I just
Okay.
broke her somehow.
Okay, so I still goblin-y.
You are
So-
still goblin-y.
I think I'm gonna try to take advantage of that by dashing sort of towards the side of the arena. Actually, towards the gate. Oh no. Oh god damn it. to the gate and sort of make like a face at the guards like, oh no, I'm stuck in the pit. Help me. Let me out.
What language do you speak?
Not goblin. I only speak common and dwarvish.
I mean, of course you speak Dwarvish, because why? Anyway, so you're there at the gate. You begin crying out to the ogre and the troll who are there watching the show. The ogre looks down at you and goes, and gestures rudely in your general direction.
Oh, okay. Well,
I will consider that I'll consider that your move and your free action.
Okay. Oh, damn! I shouldn't have turned into a bad idea. It felt right at the time, but it doesn't feel right now.
That's hilarious. Famous last words. I shouldn't have turned into a goblin.
Okay. Can I please throw? Try to stab the guy through the gate?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Awesome.
I'm going to give you disadvantage because you're trying to reach through a gate to attack somebody.
Sure.
Disadvantage to hit.
My rapier.
But perhaps just because of your rage at being shunned by this massive wad of foul flesh, you dart forward with your rapier. The ogre that's looking over your head, cheering at the fight, goes, "Oh!" and looks down to see your rapier being pulled from his belly. And a little stream of blood follows the blade. He holds it and goes, "Oh! Oh!" staring down at you.
I'm so glad that this turn I managed to contribute so much to the main fight. I feel good.
I think you should. Rixta, it is. Do you have anything else that you can do?
Well, I mean, I just wanted to quickly ask you about the sneak attack damage, because I'm within 5 feet of my
you're
ally,
within 5 feet of an ally.
But I also feel like it's not super necessary.
I mean, if you want to just hurt him more, go ahead and roll that sneak attack die.
Yeah, do you know what? Hell yeah! I just want guy. I really, really want to get out of here. So let's add 14.
Holy! So he really goes, "Oh, oh," and black blood seeps through his fat fingers.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, we just got 100 bit cheer because of the elder abuse and non-goblinoid speaking goblin. We aims to please people, I'll tell you that much. All right, so Rixta lies there underneath the shadow of this massive creature. He has clearly been gravely wounded by the stomping attack of Mooregar. His eyes are rolling back in his head, and then he blinks and he stares up at stares up at Brelinda, and there is clarity in his eyes, mostly in the form of sheer panic, and then pain as he grips his hands and brings it close to him. That is his full turn. Oda.
So this guy is hurt bad now?
I would say from where you are, you can't quite tell. You've seen him be basically stomped to the ground, this frail old man.
If I try to take the bracelet off, is that an athletics check or acrobatics? What is that?
The way I've determined it is that it takes a full round of working on it, and then on your next round you do a Constitution save to decide whether you had the fortitude to damage yourself sufficiently to remove it. Sounds kind of weird. It's just how I've decided to do it.
All right. That seems like a lot of time to. All right, I'm gonna run over to him. All right, punch him in the same spots on the butt again. Kind of like a 5-finger death punch. But
turn your head and cough. Turn your head and cough.
Fist. Okay. So
nice.
First attack, 6 damage. Second attack. Good. 7. So 13 total.
All right, wow. So a quick flurry of 2 blows pound him just below the ass cheek. He quivers, you can literally see these bulbous cheeks clench together. And you just wonder if there was something in there, would it be crushed and killed?
No.
It's hard to say.
I don't want to know.
But he
I'm
does
looking at it.
take damage. Hold on 1 second. Let me apply that damage. Nice. All right. So at this point, I am going to interrupt the flow of battle because perhaps it is the rapid blows to the prostate. Perhaps it is the sympathy of the gods as the rogue pretends to be a goblin who cannot in fact speak goblin. Who knows why, but at this moment, the gods look down in favor upon you. So I'm going to roll a d4, and it will be in order. Heinrich, Lux, Odos, Brilinda. Here we go. Brilinda receives divine favor. Would you like to roll your 6-sided die?
I get to punch more old people.
And thank you, Scareman. Ooh! So you receive a d20. This d20 can be applied to damage or to healing. So basically on any attack, on any heal, you can roll a 20 and add that to the damage done or the healing done.
And I can hold, it doesn't have to be used like on my next turn. I can hold
Anytime
that.
you want it. You can do this like next year.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you can.
It's like
you
a
can
Kohl's coupon.
Yeah. Oh, dear gods. Yes, yes, it is much like a Kohl's coupon. Thank you very much, Skirman, and all of the other folks who were throwing bits in the divine favor pot. It's going to take me a little bit to reset it, but if it should happen to hit 200, then it happens again. So, good grief. Whose turn was it at that point?
I think it was
your monster.
Heinrich.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, no,
it's...
the monster.
Yes. So, in a weird gait, with his ass clenched together, so that his pelvis is kind of thrust in your general direction, slowly this creature turns around to face you, Heinrich. I mean, to face you, Odos. I'm actually going to move him. Man, I wish... Alt? Does that hold him? Man. So he does a double attack. A fist, and then a stomp.
Ouch.
Youch! Holy mother. So the fist cold cocks you. Big roundhouse once again. And the fist is 19 points of damage.
Oh, jeez.
And requires a DC 15 dex save.
Alright, dex save. Here we go. Wow, look at that.
Nice. All right, so you're staggering, pinwheeling, but then the stomp comes down. Ooh, it's like getting hit by a wall. 28 points of damage. And this requires...
Oh, thank God.
Oh, yeah, wow. So, perhaps it's the mental fortitude of your race that allows you to keep your bearings against... I mean, you just got crushed, dude. But you're still standing. You still have possession of your faculties. You shake it off somehow.
I have 10 hit points left, just so everybody knows.
Ooh. Heinrich, you see this gift that you've only known for a couple of hours withstand an attack unlike anything you've seen anyone live through before. Whatever that means to you, and it is your turn.
I think he sees him as a valuable comrade at this point, and Heinrich will rush forward while being like, "Get up, get out of there!" I can get to...
So you're going to do that little switchy thing? Is that right? Is that as far as you can go?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the switchy thing?
I will spend, this is my extra D6 superiority die. to do the same thing, maneuver. So
Okay.
I will add that to the attack's damage, just a d6.
All right.
And you can move half your move to get out of there, Odos.
That's
Am I going to
important.
provoke? Am I going to
No.
provoke from this thing?
Nope,
That is
that's-
the benefit.
That's what
Thank
get.
you. All right, so I have a speed of 50, so I can move 25.
Holy
5
cow!
squares,
You're a nimble little cuss.
4,
Good
5.
grief.
All right. Thank you very much.
I do want to point out to everybody in chat, Devin Rue has said that another divine favor will earn a set of free dice for the Opera Geek. Fantastic.
Wow.
We love you,
Wow.
Devin. Oh my gosh, I can't
Wow.
believe I almost forgot to say this. We're going to give away 2 $15 coupons to Tabletop Loot at the end of the game. So stick around.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So 1 hour, we're giving away 2 $15 coupons. All right, so that was Heinrich. Brelinda, you are staring down or staring up.
I still get.
Oh, you still got more. Right on. So sorry.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that hit, so I'm just gonna spend that inspiration from that bard there
Ah.
that I had. So that was a D10 for your bardic.
Uh huh.
Okay. So that should hit him.
You're actually one. Do you have reach? You
Oh,
don't-
actually, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you are
That was my plan was to do a reach thing, but I did the maneuver instead. So I'm sorry,
Gotcha.
guys.
Gotcha. Yeah. Unfortunately, you are 5 feet shy of where you wish you were. Almost there. Almost there. So that's it for you.
That is it for me.
Fantastic. All right, Bree. You've got an
Okay.
old man with a broken hand at your feet and the back and clenched buttocks of a massive giant in front of your face.
Okay, so what will determine what I do is how you answer this. Since I began working on my bracelet earlier, can I go ahead and make the con save?
You can.
Or will I can?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to
It
look
is
down
a
at the old man
DC.
and
Did I say 15 or 17?
It's 15 is what you said.
I think
but,
I said 15. Yeah.
I think it's 15. I'm just going to look down at the old man and say, well, don't let anybody say I'll do to someone else what I won't do to myself. Ah, yes!
So you yank and twist, your eyes pop open, veins throb in your temples. You hear a crunch, pop, and you just can't make yourself pull any harder. It's just too painful, too bad. Lux.
So I've been thinking super hard. I've been trying to think, what can I do?
I've been trying to think of a few goblin words. I mean, surely you've heard
I'm
some
sure I
somewhere.
took basic goblin.
I took that in school. I minored in it, but it's been a long time.
Got conversational goblin.
So difficult. Yeah. I mean, I think that trying to get out that way has turned into a bit of a dead end. So I think the best thing to do would be to just try finish this guy off. Is he looking bloodied?
Oh yeah,
Is
he's
he
definitely
looking
got some
well?
wounds. He doesn't appear to be wavering, but you've all harmed him. That much is clear.
Okay, in that case, I, as a goblin, I'm just gonna go up to him. How do I make sure that I do that within my movement?
You click on the little toolbar on the side, the thing that looks like a comb, and then you can use that to measure. So that's your 30 feet. Anything past that would count as a dash.
Okay, but my speed, according to this, is 60.
Really?
Yeah, but I feel like that's
I
definitely
think
not
that's
true.
probably. Let's say that it's 30. And if I'm wrong, we can figure that out later, and I apologize. But
Yeah,
let's
that's
say that
totally
it's
fine, 'cause I was
30
looking
and
at it, like-
60 would be your dash.
Okay, I'm gonna just dash into range then with my bonus action,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm
be
just
right
gonna
here.
go for a gut stab.
So go ahead and move your token right here.
that one.
Yep.
All
You are
right,
now in
sweet.
range for a gut stab.
Alright, so I'm going to gut stab, and because an ally's within 5 feet, I get to roll my sneak attack damage.
You do. If you can just hit him. Come
okay,
on.
let's hopefully hit him.
Drum roll, drum roll.
Oh, for God's sake!
This fight has not.
Wait, I'm sorry. I still had disadvantage on.
Oh, it doesn't matter. When it rolls 2, you take the first one unless you have advantage.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's the way it works. So sorry.
All right, down. All right, then mind.
Yeah, it doesn't disorder them. Wait.
Yeah.
When you said you had disadvantage on.
Yeah, like on my my character sheet, I had disadvantage.
Oh, yeah. Then you're right. That's why 20 is grayed out, because that was first and it moved your other one. Yeah, I don't ever mess with those. I just let it roll 2, and you pick the high one if it's advantage or the low one if it's disadvantage. But yeah, you got it. You're right. You got him.
All right.
So the dagger
traces
across the wound that Heinrich already left there.
Nom 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 nom.
So just click where it says rapier. Oh, it's rapier, not dagger. Ooh. Did you? And it's God. I think you've hit twice in this battle and done the same amount of damage as everyone else. 17, 18,
yeah,
19,
boy.
23. So you do notice that this time, as the rapier traces across him, a couple of loops of intestine drip down over his loincloth. And he looks down and clutches a hand over it to keep his innards from beginning to spill out. It's ghastly. Good grief. And now, Rixta, cradling his hand, moves it, twists it, and slowly behind this creature presses himself up off the ground. So that takes half his move. And for the rest of his move, he's going to move here and here. So he has not provoked an opportunity attack. And let me look up the time here. Somebody say something funny while I look up a spell.
I don't know.
Are you gonna sing Linkin Park?
Can't be funny on demand.
Yeah.
You can't.
This might bite me in the butt. I should have quantified the genres I can request song request from. But yeah, I've done it. And
all right, so Rixta, you can tell that his gesture with his right hand is spasmodic and trembling. You see him as determined and focused as you have ever seen this doddering, panicked old man. And he's looking towards the center of the arena, just up ahead of him. And he's stammering through some sort of incantation, his hands churning in the air in front of him. And then all of a sudden there is a whoosh, and it's almost like somebody reached into the air and there's a rip, and suddenly there's some sort of spiraling, churning void in the center of the arena. As soon as that happens, Tragar stands up and says, "No! No!" But then at the same time, wham! There's some sort of concussive blast. Everybody needs to make a dex save. All at once. Dex save. Throw me the dex saves.
What?
All right. This concussive blast that hits Sean, both the Seans are able to stagger, but both of the ladies fall to their asses. As I'm going to guess, as does... No, somehow Rixta, in his focus, remains totally stable. And suddenly, the arena starts to grow darker and darker. All of the people on the stands have all fallen off. Some of them have fallen down into the arena. Tragar staggers back. And above you, the skies, almost like a cloud, is like spilling out blackness across the skies. And the ground is vibrating. In the center of this new maelstrom of cloud, a black hole is opening. Now, I don't mean like in a cosmic sense. You just look up and there's some sort of black void between these clouds that are slowly being torn apart. And then with the sound that you all feel vibrating in your teeth, in your spines, there's... Everybody clutches their heads. And it is Odo's turn.
So this is a big glowing portal?
Yeah.
Well, I'm really hurt, so I'm going to take a look at my allies, and I guess I'll go right in.
Oh, wow. Just plunge right in there. Right on. Cool. So if you've noticed, the arena has grown dark as this looming black mist is spreading across the sky. So you're just hopping into it?
Yeah.
All right, as you do, as you cross the threshold, it's like you've had people grab you by the collar before and yank you. It's like you start to move into it, and then some force just goes and sucks you in, and you're gone. That is your turn. Okay, I just actually, when I deleted him, I lost him in the turn order. So, it's Mooregar next. It is his turn. So he is going to look down at Lux and double fist. Oh no! What is your armor class?
16.
Oh. All right. So I do have a thing when it's a tie. It does go in the player's advantage, but this other one is a critical hit. Ooh, so that is going to be 19 2x for you.
19?
Yeah, so that is 38 points of damage. Boom. How does that leave you?
Can I take my uncanny dodge reaction?
Yes, for you can do that.
Okay, so that halves it.
Nice.
So that's...
Yeah. So it's a mere
that's
19. A mere 19.
Yeah. I should have stayed in the cell.
And a DC 15 Dex save, please.
Okay. Come on. Oh, what?
So the blow knocks you spinning, and you're so dazed, you just kind of crumple to your knees, and you are prone. Heinrich! You have seen the Gith disappear into this void, and now your Lux has just been smashed by another fist, and at that moment, boo, there's another and through this widening void, and actually across the sky, you see chains begin, almost like they're being lowered from the clouds. And these aren't, your mind can't comprehend the size of these chains. It's like the links of chains are the size of buildings, slowly being lowered down. They're swaying. At the end of each one is a massive, almost like a grappling hook that looks like something you could hook a boat with, like a ship. It's so... The chains are unbelievable. There's 15, 30... They're everywhere, like dozens of these chains lowering from the skies. Your turn, Heinrich.
He'll spare a second to look up and be like, by the gods. And then he will run in, calling to everybody, like, get through the portal, I'll hold it here.
Oh, so you're going to run up to the creature. Ah, how noble.
Yes. And then I will take 2 attacks.
All right. He's got one hand over his belly where his entrails are starting to come out. Yeah, that one hits.
All right, there's
All
10
right.
damage on that one.
Oh, you have just woof, woof, sliced him open. Oh my gosh, wow. So that is 19. Yeah.
I'll just try to open up that hole in his guts, just almost raking it across.
You have absolutely succeeded in doing so. There is like a fresh rush of blood, and then innards start just dropping out from him. His entire intestine spool down his legs. His hand that was here disappears, and he comes out holding what maybe is his stomach. He slowly starts to waver and stagger. Any bonus?
Nope. That I'm gonna keep it at that. No bonus actions there.
All right, Brelinda.
Helps if I turn my mic on. Okay. So, I am going to, let's see how far I've got my movement. I'm going to run. If I get next to the portal, I don't have to jump in yet, right?
Correct. However, if you're crossing through, you're trying to kind of like move through his legs or around him like that. Anytime you're moving through an occupied square, that counts as difficult terrain. So that counts as double movement for that particular square. Does that make sense?
Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think I have to. If I go here 15 and here 10, yeah, I can get actually over here by running around him up by Rixta.
Couldn't you go like this?
Up by Rixta. Like if I go here, boom, and then I go here, boom, then I've actually consumed 25 feet.
Can you show me that again?
I think
So
you have
if
to
I
go
go
through
from
me
here-
to Berlinda.
Yeah, but you're a friendly person, aren't you?
It still counts as basically it's an occupied square.
Fine.
That's the issue.
Okay. So I will run up next to Rixta here, and you know, kind of look at him and be like, "Okay, you've done your thing. Come on!" And I'm gonna grab his hand and try to pull him with me, and see if he comes with me. And I guess I can't use this as vicious mockery, which is what I was going to, because I didn't get my bracelet off in time. So I'm going to instead inspire Heinrich again, since he's being super noble. And who is this? Skirman? Skirman? You've only brought this on yourself, and I only know 4 lines.
Do it, my dude.
I'm so excited.
I'm not.
We have so much of this to look forward to in the future.
You've tried so hard and so far, and in the end, that guy's not gonna kill you. There you go.
Yay!
Bravo! Perfection.
Now you only have Rick Astley and Wagner to look forward to.
Pure,
That got me
pure
really weak.
artistry. Pure, beautiful artistry. Fantastic.
So now you are inspired with a D10, Sean O. So you have that.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Your words are giving me strength, Berlinda.
You guys have to excuse me away from the camera for a second. I have to go pick up the thing I threw because my cat's trying to eat it. Hold on.
Of course, just normal stuff. Cat throwing stuff. All right. So that means whose turn is that? It is Lux's turn. She is prone, so that would cost half your movement to correct. What do you do?
Well, first of all, I think I just had a considerable amount of guts fall on top of me. Right?
Yes, it is.
No.
It's raining entrails. Absolutely.
Gross.
Oh,
Yeah. So it looks like
haven't
you.
had this
Yeah.
much fun since Carnival. All right. So, actually, I don't think I'm going to try to stand up, but I I think I'm gonna just try sort of like crawl away, you know, like shuffling through the slick entraily sand, heading towards the portal.
Okay. As you leave his range, he does get an opportunity attack against you.
Right.
Just cross
Well,
your...
wait.
Yeah?
Hold on. Is all you're doing is moving?
Yeah,
you can disengage, and that way you.
Oh,
won't
yeah,
provoke them.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll my cunning action, to disengage.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're gonna crawl on through.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna be like, and
you're gonna move on in. Yeah, move on in.
Yeah.
So
gosh,
you
yes.
slather around in these steaming entrails. They're disturbingly warm, and you frantically crawl away. And this creature who's holding his belly just kind of stomps a couple of times, trying to get you, but you scurry away, and you are gone. So, again, just like your companion, not that you knew what he felt, but as you get a little bit closer, you feel... where'd the turn order go? There we go. As you get a little closer, you feel this thing is just sucking at you, and you're sucked through, and you are gone. There we go.
bye.
So, Rixta, at this point, you're wrestling with I'm talking to Rixta as if he's not me. So, Brelinda has him by the arm, and he is all too eager to go. He actually will use his let's measure things and make sure we're going to get there. Yep. So he's going to use his action to disengage. And he is going to run to the portal. And as he dives into the portal, he looks up. And at that point, through the black hole, there is a massive hand. It seems, it's all the way in the sky, obviously, coming down. It appears much larger than this pit that you're fighting in. And slowly it reaches down towards the ground and says, "Ah!" Some voice echoing through the world, and he says, "Again, I miss the end. I will see it again." And he's gone.
I'm just gonna yell after him. That's gratitude for you. I'm going to broke your hand.
Bree, it is your turn. Brelinda.
I'm booking it, and I'm gonna yell to Heinrich. To hurry
Don't we
up.
still have the monster and me?
She was.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. I'm up here.
Oh, yeah.
Heinrich goes before me.
Is that so?
That is.
Oh yeah, that's the way it goes. Okay, so the monster is going to Heinrich attack twice. Oh, so clearly off his equilibrium. He's got one hand clutching his innards, and he just kind of makes two wild swings at you, which you are able to artfully, easily dodge.
Oh, I think he still hits me. I don't have any armor on.
Oh, really?
I'm only 11 right now, so he hit with both, actually.
Oh, mother of pearl.
I could assume that I wasn't wearing armor, right? I didn't change that up.
That's
the
true.
First one, he wouldn't have hit you, though.
DM has failed to remember that you were out of armor, and the entire rest of the party has been using the benefit of their typical armor class. So I'm not going to penalize you at this point. This is my bad. So yeah, as I described it, you duck, you bob and weave. And it is your turn, you and Bree. Next.
Okay, well, clearly I'm going to use my last superiority die to do another maneuver for you. And you can get out and disengage, move up. Is that enough to get you into the portal?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Disengage?
If you got half your move.
Yeah, it would.
Let me see.
Well, would it?
No, I would get right here. I wouldn't be able to jump into it. But I would get
then
over
it's your
by
turn.
it. Then it's going to be my turn, yeah.
Yep,
And if
okay.
and don't forget you have your inspiration thing. for the
All
rest
right,
of it.
then I will continue my attacks on him then as I've moved. And I'm going to use that inspiration right now.
All right. I think that's a wise move. It's
that's
very
a 19.
inspiring. Yeah, again, your sword traces across. This time, traces right across the same wound, and this time severs the hand that is holding his entrails in, and there's just a and they all fall free. His hand goes on the ground, crushing his own stomach. He looks at you and goes, and just falls backwards with a huge. The
Now
crowd.
that he's out of the way, you can look what's his face in the eye.
As he falls, I'm going to point the sword up at Traegar and just stare at him.
He's looking at the chains descending from the sky, this black toxin that's spreading across all of the clouds. He looks down when he hears the beast fall and does make eye contact with you as your sword is pointed at him.
Awesome. I'm going to move next to Berlinda, but I'm not going in the portal yet.
All right.
Well, I don't
And
get
Bree?
to use my epic thing against Traegar since I didn't get my bracelet off, so that'll have to be saved. So
You may
yeah,
see him again.
I'm sure I'll see him again. Yeah, I guess I'm just, you know what, just for the giggles, for no apparent reason whatsoever, except that I'm just so happy I have to sing, and because Skerman already got us to divine favor once.
Yes.
I will advise you, I am sorry if I hurt you.
The black clouds boil and swirl.
Jump over the port. Bye.
Oh my god.
I think
Sorry.
that is absolutely perfect as the black clouds roil and swirl around you. The beast has fallen. Traegar is absolutely stunned, looking around and looking down at Heinrich. He doesn't act. He doesn't know what to do. Heinrich.
I'm going to spare one last look to the land that I'd hoped I'd return to and the family I have and be like, I will return, and then jump into the portal.
And as you do, you hear a cry that causes the entire arena to shake and shudder and roil, and Traegar falls down. You see him land on his ass, staring up at the ceiling. I mean, not the ceiling, the sky, and you feel nothing but motion and swirling blackness, and the arena is gone. And wow, guys, I didn't know that this was going to be a 3-hour fight. Holy cow. But it was fun. Super cool.
Super fun.
Wow. Okay, so here's the deal. We end at 5. I don't want to take like a full break because you guys want to know where you wound up.
Yeah, I just need like a
right.
5er real quick.
Okay, so we're gonna hit the break screen. It's gonna be a 10-minute counter for those of you in chat. It won't be 10 minutes. As soon as I see everybody standing in front of their cameras once again, we'll get right back into
I'll
it.
jump now.
So fantastic. Yeah, everybody go ahead and jump now. I do want to, really, folks, don't wait for me. I'm going to talk to chat real quick because I want to acknowledge all of the awesome stuff that has been going on here. So in the past, since we started, a lot of people have followed us. Elshana, I like Elshana because that's really cool for me. Dave Cowell, Tahilamen, love me butchering these following things. Dungeon Master, Mash Guy, and then we had Skierman subscribed. Awesome. And Skierman buried us in bits, pretty much triggering a divine favor. But lots of people have been throwing bits. We've got Devin Rue, of course. Dead Me TM. That's a nice one. JMez382. And man, if I'm Castle Mac, if Thenrand. So if I'm missing anybody, I am so sorry. It has been a really awesome past few hours playing this game. So everybody, go away, get a drink, don't turn it off. We will be right back.
Shane?
Yeah.
Real quick before you go to break. Anybody, especially Skirman, if you want to see what the pained expression you just caused my cat by making that, go to my Twitter.
That's awesome. All right, we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we are back with much of our break left, but like I said, we want to get back and get into this as quickly as possible, just to try to reach some level of resolution in our game. So here are our players once again. So we're just going to jump right back into the story. So all of them, each one individually, they're in some sort of black void. The eyes give them no information, and the ears don't either. It's almost this buffeting, vibrating force. It feels like you hear it because of the vibration of all of your bones, and then suddenly you see. Let me pull it up for you. Come on, roll 20, bring it to me. You see a vast landscape of peaks as far as the eye can see. Let's bring that here. If you guys would load in right at that portal, if you would, that would be fantastic.
Right at the portal. Hold
yes.
On, I'm trying to find the portal. At the bottom?
Yes, yes, right there, right there. Wrong one here. Too many buttons to click. So sorry. There we go. You hear the sounds of a thick sleet gently falling against these angry, twisted fingers of dead trees reaching up into the gray sky. You look out over a vast expanse of mountains. As far as your eye can see, there's these jagged, snowy peaks stabbing towards the sky. But behind you, you turn, and there is a twisted tower that you can tell at some point must have been an incredibly dramatic sight. The rock was at some point black. You can see there are shards almost that look like obsidian everywhere, and some still standing walls. But a lot of it is charred and seems to be covered in a pale gray cast of ash. The great doors behind them are broken down. And the structure behind you was once massive, but you see the entire upper floor has caved in. And let me find Rixta here. I forgot to add him in with you. Come on, Rixta. I have too many tokens. It takes me forever to find the token that I'm looking for. Where is he? Good grief. I'm so sorry.
Too many
We lost him in the portal.
Yeah, finally. Come on. Yeah, finally. Oh! He flies from the portal, sprawls on the ground, presses himself up to a seated position, looks around, and says, we should still have some time here before the tear reaches us. But even this place will fall. All will fall. All of reality will be torn asunder, dragged apart by hooks and chains, devoured by the ever-hungry maw of the chained god. But I made you a promise, didn't I? Promise that I know to be futile, but a promise is a promise. I told you that I would give you the opportunity to do what I have done over and over, to go back, to try to change what is unstoppable, or perhaps, more likely, to change some of the calamities that have befallen this world, to make their last few years more palatable before the inevitable end? It is up to you. And he reaches a trembling hand up towards you, towards Heinrich, as if imploring you to help him to his staggering feet.
Oh, he would grab the forearm and take the other hand and lift him up from the back, easily, gently.
He stands on wavering feet. He looks out across the balcony, sleet hitting him in the face, and he says, "This is the obsidian citadel of the great archmage Mordenkainen. I served here for 30 years as castellan, as librarian, as assistant in the laboratories. I worked at his side, not as an ally or as an equal, but as simply that, an assistant. And I saw from the beginning when things began to go wrong. Please, come inside. Perhaps we can find some shelter from this sleet." And he turns and begins to work his way back through the broken door. He has to weave between massive stone blocks, weave through the debris, and he ultimately goes inside. What do you folks do?
I'll follow.
Everyone's just following and joining?
I would follow. I would be talking as we went, though.
Yes.
Okay.
We were victorious in the pits. I see no reason that with all of us together, why we won't be victorious throughout time. And whatever these realms are, though I'm just an old soldier, don't fully understand how we're doing this.
Your optimism is charming, though utterly unfounded. And he moves his way all the way up to, makes his way all the way up to a massive round table, slowly making his way around it. I assume all of you follow?
Old man,
Yes, dear one.
you said where we are, but what about when? All
Oh,
this talk about time and everything, I just thought, what? Look, I never really believed in any of this stuff, alright? And now here I am with you lot. I just wanted to get away. What are you doing here?
well, get away you have. But not far. We have not traveled anything more substantial than 1,500 miles, but we are in the same world, the same plane, and the same when. The year is still 601 as measured by the common year. It is here that you can make the decision as to where you would like to go, what you would like to accomplish, and I may send you there.
I'm gonna start just looting through this place, and just so you know, DM, I'm looking for booze. But if I find anything else interesting, I'll note it. And I'm gonna give Lux the stink eye while I do it.
Why does poor Lux get a stink eye?
She was pretty mean to him last.
Oh, that's right.
As far as I understand, she was a slaver. That's why. I don't say
I'll
that.
give you the stink eye back, baby.
All right.
Heinrich will look back between you two like you're almost children since he's in his 50s.
I'm gonna whisper, "Kin stealer." Then I'll look for booze. It's gotta be here somewhere.
As
I'm
you're
going
digging
to
through,
find- Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
he'll call to you and be like, "There's no use for name calling now. Whatever our past sins may be, I think we need each other. We're fighters. I was moved by your songs. Plus you know of these sort of things, Belinda. And Lux, you're able to slip into places. Small. And you're tricksy. I had those on my ship when we reached Imperia. It helped us then. I think it could help us now."
I'm gonna even look at Heinrich. I'm gonna keep looking at Lux, and I'm gonna say, on the blasted plains, Zerthamon told Gith, there cannot be two skies. And then I'm gonna find me some booze.
All right. So as you rummage through the fallen blocks, you can tell that at least in this room, there's nothing. There are a few crushed. The best that you can find is on this table. There are a few crushed bottles and glasses that have long since given up whatever spirits were within them.
You said there was a tower? Are we in the tower, or what's
you are in the base of the tower, but all around you, you can see the debris. Like up above, you can see holes through what used to be the tower, and there are spots inside where the sleet still falls in.
Are there any remains of the upper floors, or is it pretty much just hollow?
It's hollow, and there are holes in it. You can see that there is a passageway over here, which you can see, but I guess the chat can't quite see yet. That is mostly filled in, and then there's a passageway over here. Passageways to the north and to the south, a number of different passageways.
I'm going over to where these barrels are over here.
Inside, you go to these barrels, you give it a little wiggle, a little sloshing shake back and forth, and you can tell that they are filled with some sort of liquid. How lucky are you? It's difficult to say. You can press your nose to it, and you can smell the tang of alcohol.
Good. Now look for a container. And then I'm going to start drinking, because I am a drunken master.
You are. You mastered the drunkenness. So you can see through these doors, it opens onto what appears to be a servant's kitchen. And in there, you can see, it looks like it's been ransacked, but you can see metal cups and bowls, pots, and the remains of what used to be a functioning, I wanted to say industrial kitchen, a servant's kitchen that clearly was set up to serve lots of people.
All right, well, I'll go in there and look for, there's probably bottles, right? Cups,
Yeah.
at least. Right.
Yeah, it'll only take you a moment of searching to find cups, and also some sort of implement that you can use to pierce one of these barrels. So it won't take you long to be able to get in there and pour yourself a refreshing spirit.
If I can, I would like to find a container that I could take with me, or more than one, like bottles or flasks.
Okay.
And I'll fill as many as I can up.
Yeah, it's going to take you just a little bit, but I'm going to say that you can find a couple of. I mean, there's not like wine flasks in there, but you could find. You could basically fill a stew pot with alcohol. And it's not traveling, but you could take it back to the table.
Okay.
Okay, so while he's doing that...
After a little while, you can find like some old vinegar, bottles of vinegar and spices and that sort of thing. They're not huge, but you could dump everything out of them and fill half a dozen of them.
All right, awesome.
So when he storms off, he's gone for at least 5 minutes. He has just, we're rewinding back in time, he has just stormed off. What conversation is taking place right now?
I'm going to make my way around the table and first stand next to Rixta and kind of look him in the eye very quietly. And then I'm just going to sit down on the floor next to him and put my hand flat on the floor with the palm up next to his foot and just look up at him.
That is an oddly specific and completely unnerving gesture, my beautiful young friend. What exactly are you asking of me?
It's only fair. I broke your hand.
Oh.
And it is the one with the bracelet, by the way. The hand with the bracelet.
No. I would not dare. And you did what must be done. I understand. I am an old man and I can choose to revisit the end anytime I want. but I can understand seeing it for the first time, staring death in the face, and watching the whole world, everything that you have ever known, fade and fall. You were driven and fueled by your idealistic belief that you could make a difference. You broke an old man's hand. I understand. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, I mean, the bracelet's got to come off one way or another.
I have means here with which to remove it. There are, though the citadel has long since fallen, there are secret places, laboratories and workrooms, and I certainly have at my disposal everything that I would need to remove these.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up then and go, oh, suit yourself, I gave you the option.
It was, kind of you, perhaps. But, please, we must reach a decision, young warriors. Much has gone wrong. It is my profound belief that the end itself cannot be stopped. The end was set into place before history began, when all the gods, good and evil, banded together to restrain Tharizdun. His release and second coming are as inevitable as the morning sun. But should you choose to simply relieve the suffering of this blasted world in its last decade, there is perhaps something you could do. Perhaps there was the silencing when much of the world was blocked from the sustaining powers of the gods. That's what started it all, when Vecna silenced the gods, cut people off from their clerics. That weakened the world, weakened the forces of good and evil, and allowed him to rise to power. And that began the chain of events. But then there was the flood of fiends, when Euse flooded his entire nation with spawn of the abyss. There was also the conflagration, when the Scarlet Brotherhood found the keys to the arcane apocalypse that wiped them out so long ago and turned that power against the world today. Should you wish to revisit any of those series of events, to see if you could intercede to interrupt what happened somehow, who knows? Perhaps you would succeed.
These all sound equally terrible. I would gladly go to any of them. Do any of you have a preference? I mean, he'll look to Berlinda and Lux if Odos is not yet back.
I'm going to stare him in the eye and be about as serious as I've been since any of these people have seen me. So, you know where I'd like to go back to.
Do I? Oh, yes. Yes, it is the unfortunate tendency of all mankind to wish to return to the location of their failures, thinking that somehow things could be different. I can grant you that if you wish.
Would it change anything if they don't get the crystal?
Perhaps, yes. They might not have been able to take over all of the free cities with the destruction of Iron Gates. Perhaps. If you could have ultimately stopped them. All of these would be a tall order. Stopping the Scarlet Brotherhood. Preventing Euse from unleashing the Abyss. Stopping the Archlich Vecna from isolating the Flaness from the gods? Oh, quite a big task.
Well, I don't have anything planned tonight, do you?
At this point, Odos comes in. Already, I mean, you've heard him tapping and rapping against the barrels out there. You hear a muffled cry of, was that like a cry of glee? As he finally released the spirits and smells them as they slosh forth into his various containers. And he comes back having guzzled as much as his belly will hold, with containers filled.
As we finish that and he's coming back, Heinrich would look to Lux and be like, "What are your thoughts, young rogue? We could go to any one of these. One you want to go back to, one you'd like to stop."
Lux will sort of look around at each of her new companions that have been kind of thrust upon her. She's not one to work with anyone else. And she's quite overwhelmed by this whole situation. And all this talk about stopping the Dark Brotherhood is really sort of plucking a cord. And she'll turn to Berlinda and say, "You did something that meant that my people could do what they did. All those terrible things."
Yes. It's more what I failed to do, but yes, that's accurate.
And she looks at Heinrich and Odos. And now I've got the opportunity to put that right.
That's right. We can go back and at least attempt. Not many people get the chance to go back and fix their mistakes.
None of you have seen what I've seen, or done what I've done. None of you will want to change the past as much as I do. That's my vote, Heinrich.
Heinrich would put his hand on her shoulder. Like, "We can do that. Don't lament too hard. You're young. We all make idealistic choices when we're young. They're all mistakes."
Yeah, don't I know it? Sort of actually smile at them for the first time.
I'd look over at Odos. And be like, "And what about you, Odos? What would you like to go back and fix? Which one of these catastrophes should we go back to? It seems Lux and Berlinda both want to go back to the conflagration."
I'm gonna take a long drink. And Heinrich, know that our two paths have become one. I leave the choice up to you. Better the heartfelt devotion of a free soul than the grudging obedience of a slave. Side eye, Lux.
So
I will actually speak up in Lux's defense at this point. To Odos. Listen, and by the way, I'm sorry about the lizard thing. I was in a very bad mood, so, you know. Look. She obviously feels like shit. Maybe you could find a way to, tone it down a little and find a little common ground in preventing what happened.
Alright. She is a kin stealer. There are 3 truths. 1, the Githyanki and Mind Flayers will always be my mortal enemies. 2, I allow nothing to hinder the survival of my race. 3, no one will ever enslave me again.
But she's not. We're asking you to help.
I point at her. Kin stealer. I point at Berlinda. Chained. I point at Heinrich. Streaming. His Karak never wavers. I follow Heinrich.
Heinrich
Fine,
is...
I'm not sorry about the lizard thing if you're such an ass.
I'm gonna pour a cup of booze and slide it to Brelinda.
I'm gonna take it and say, I'm going to stop apologizing for things, but thank you for the alcohol. I'm just gonna down it.
What's this alcohol like? Like,
It is wine that has the tang of a vintage that started off good, but has, due to exposure to the elements or something, has started to go over just a little bit into a little bit of a vinegary tang. You can still smell the alcohol within it. It's just not the best drink.
But it'll get you drunk, and that's what's mattering.
You do feel confident that it will do that.
Will you bury the hatchet long enough to give me?
I'll look at Heinrich.
Heinrich will look. He's used to leading people on ships and in battle. And be like, I think you should put your trust in her for now. You don't have to bury all your feelings. But she has the opportunity to show you something else. I'm not sure what your gods are like from wherever you're from, but I would imagine they would allow for forgiveness and atonement at least.
Okay. So I'm going to pour a bunch of booze in one cup and slide it to Heinrich. Then I'll think for a second, and then pour another cup and slide it to Lux. And I'll say, in Zerthamon's name, and I'll hold up my cup.
Okay, I will
hold up her cup.
Heinrich will hold up a cup and be like, to fixing the past.
I will hold up my cup. I will hold up my cup and just say, all gods are bastards, and drink.
And in the middle of this, Rixta holds up a beautiful golden goblet that seems to be filled with a rich purple liquid and says, to whatever the... and drinks.
Why are we drinking shit if he's got that?
And he says, oh, I feel that around this table, at which many fine and noble alliances have been struck, another fellowship has been brought together. It is fitting. And now we will consider the fixing of past mistakes, the prevention of suffering. We will go back to where it all began. Give me some more of that wine. Thus ends episode 2 of Mordenkainen's Path of Plains, with a big monster vanquished, a new fellowship forged, and not necessarily a destination or time chosen, but a task selected. 2 bits of business. 1, the divine favor meter is over 100. We need to reset that, so I'm going to get in here and roll.
It got filled again, just so you know.
It's been filled twice?
It got filled twice. I got my free set of dice. Somebody filled it up again.
Oh my god.
Are you sure?
God, that's amazing.
Devin, I know the chat is going to be able to hear me on, but Mr. Player 6, I was taking requests for songs because Devin said if we filled the meter again, I would get free dice.
It seems like if it was filled, it was filled once, we reset it, and then it has been filled to 120 now.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yes. All right. So that is a D4, and it's going to go. Heinrich, Lux, Odos, Brelinda. What is that? Rolled a 1. Heinrich feels the favor of the gods pouring down upon him. Would you roll a D6?
I will.
Drum roll. A 5. That is an automatic success on an ability check of any sort. So it can be not a save, but an ability check. So you can have a guaranteed success at intimidation or an athletics check or something. And that can be used at any time absolutely anytime you want to use it. So you can save that bad boy up.
Thanks everyone who donated that.
Yeah,
That's
for real,
incredible.
for real.
You guys are
Awesome.
awesome for joining
I would
us.
like
Thank
to
you.
point out that Devin is now saying that I will get a second set of free dice if I sing the chorus of Never Gonna Give You Up.
Well, we have a lot of dice going on now. So if you would like to go for that second set of dice now, go for it. And then we will have nobody go away because you want to hear this. And we have 2 $15 gift certificates to Tabletop Loot that we need to give away right now. So first of all, Kelly,
All right.
fortify
I hope
us.
I don't mess this up because I don't do 80s music. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around, desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie. You.
Fantastic.
Yeah!
Beautiful.
Epic.
I spent most of the 80s in Germany with like neon tracksuits and discotheques. So
Oh, I spent the 80s rocking out. I mean, Devin has been online with me while I'm playing my Ultimate 80s playlist. Yeah, I am for
remember
real
I got very
core
angry.
80s.
I got angry with you over the 80s.
Oh, that's true. That's true. All right. Hey, speaking of music, we're still listening to that sort of morose, forlorn music from the end of the episode. Let's go to something a little bit nicer here. There we go. Love the song. All right. Now we are going to do 2 giveaways for, wow, that's loud too. For $15 gift certificates to Tabletop Loot. Tabletop Loot is a sponsor of one of our shows, Return to Greyhawk. And this is courtesy of one of our supporters, Wu-Tang Piglet. So the first one here, Paramax, or Paramarks. It is all you. So you have earned a $15 gift certificate to Tabletop Loot. And the second one, let me roll. All right, Skirman, who I think became a follower tonight. Not a follower, a subscriber.
Yeah.
And threw a pile of bits. Fantastic. So bravo, here's what you have to do.
Oh, yes.
You have to whisper me, DM me, whatever, and send me your real name and your address so that I can mail it to you. It's also helpful if you include your credit card information, your bank routing number, and your social security number. It's just going to get it to you faster. So it's going to be helpful. I know we are over time. I am so sorry about this, but it has been a really fun, awesome game. I do just want to say one more thing. If everybody would go down, we've got some new subscribers. If you're a subscriber and you have not yet clicked the Discord link down there, please do so. Follow the simple instructions and go to Discord. I'm going to go hang out there right now and talk to people who've been watching the show. It's a place where all of our cast members hang out, all of our subscribers hang out. It's a fun, awesome place. So there we go.
I'll go.
So just real quick, let's go around the circle one more time. Everybody share where else you might be able to be seen. If you have something you want to plug, we'll start with Kelly.
Just follow me on Twitter at the Opera Geek, and that's mostly where you can find me. And if I have any performances in your area, feel free to come hang out see my shows, I guess. I'm really uncomfortable. Go to someone.
Sean M.
All right. So tomorrow, Waffle Talk will be on the D&D channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Sweet gig.
Friday, nothing. Saturday, I've got Tomb of Annihilation at 6:30 Eastern Time on my channel. And Sunday, I'll have Dungeon Academy 7, The Battle of Emerald Meadows.
Woo!
And I'll have a huge... Well, if you like Dice Camera Action, I'll have a pretty big announcement to make soon.
Ooh.
Woo!
That's it for me.
Fantastic. Kem.
Yeah, so please go over and follow me on Kempester. I am podcast, a D&D actual play podcast called The Undersiders. You can find us at Undersiders Pod. I'm also part of a podcast I do with a really close friend of mine here in Berlin, where we talk about dating cryptids, aliens, and monsters. So if you follow me, that's called Monster Crush, and the Twitter is at Monster Crushing. If you follow me on Twitter, all the links are in my bio. It would be you could join and check that all out.
That is fantastic. And Sean O.
All right, guys. I'm definitely on Twitter at CastleMacSean. Follow me. I'm always trying to talk D&D 24 hours a day. But you can catch me and my friends at Castle Mac. We're on twitch.tv/Castle Mac. We have our Strahd games, 7:30 p.m. EST on Sunday. And then Tuesdays, I'm DMing Princes of the Apocalypse. Same time.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, right on.
Yeah.
And so yeah, everybody, please go follow all these folks on Twitter. Go find their Twitch channels. Follow them. As you can tell, they're awesome folks. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, tomorrow night we've got our raffle game. So a bunch of folks, we had a giveaway. We raffled away a game, and so that one shot is tomorrow night. And then we've got Tomb of Horrors, Guardians of Greyhawk, Return to Greyhawk. We've got so much good stuff. And then Monday night, Devin Rue's. It's Devin Rue's show. The show on which Devin Rue is one of our fabulous players, Vile and Villainous, an evil campaign in the world of Greyhawk. That begins. Just follow us and check the schedule. We got a bunch of stuff going on. So that's it. It has been awesome hanging out with you players. It's been awesome hanging out with you guys in chat, and I'd like to continue to do so for a short time in Discord. So we're going to say good afternoon, goodbye, good night all.
Good evening. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Woo, y'all.